Hi, remember when my status yesterday said that we'd probably be breaking back the regular model today? So that was a fucking lie. Look, I may have been slightly behind. I may have been slightly behind today because I was chilling out, and I simply said, you know what, we're just gonna do low poly. Y'all will be happy with low poly. It'll be totally fine. It'll be totally fine. And yeah, y'all are gonna be happy with low poly. We have a moment to hang out here. I believe Belen and Gabe are both, getting home and getting food and everything. Hello, Sun King. I need to come up with... I had an idea recently because one of my mutuals, when someone does like a check-in or a lurk, it does actually have a visual effect on screen, and I think I might want to do that and have that going. I'm gonna hide the birthday donathon stuff for now. We can worry about that another date. Not this week. I'll worry about money this week. I worry about money always. Today is going to be an interesting stream. Primarily because we absolutely finished Distortion Detective. But Distortion Detective doesn't have an ending. It basically reaches a point where the writers, where Project Moon is just like, hey, we're really liking this. We're gonna stop working on it because we want to make it into a game or something more someday, which... I cannot fault them for that. I cannot fault them for that. It's just very funny. So yeah, I might write a pinned message, especially since I know some people have been enjoying this as like a thing to vibe out to and such. We're going to hit a wall. From what Gabe has mentioned, the wall is it is just a straight up cliffhanger. Like, it is very much, I believe that it was very much written with the intention of like, they did not just like tie up things. They're like, oh yeah, I guess we'll get to our next adventure soon. From what Gabe has said, it is a hard fucking cliffhanger. We possibly run into it in like the matter of an hour and a half. This could be a 2-hour stream. Which, like, I had the temptation, like, do I want to play games with Gabe afterwards, maybe? No, I think we'll, like, if it's 2 hours, it's gonna be a 2-hour stream. Well, depending on when the boys get here. But yeah. Oh, but how are you doing, Sun King, Dragon, and Bunny? I hope y'all are doing well. I get to just chill for a second. It's weird. I could have waited for them to be like around before like I went live, but this is more fun. This is more fun. Playing Pokemon Violet? Congratulations, or I'm sorry. Whichever those apply to, because look, Pokemon Violet is a game. Pokemon Violet's not terrible, and if you're playing it on the Switch 2 especially, I've heard that the Switch 2 is, I've heard the Switch 2 runs it so much better. I say heard, but like, I saw that gameplay footage. I saw that lake not chugging, which is a baffling concept to me. Hi, Gabe.
What up?
You okay?
No, but old woman Yuri is more important to me than anything else on this godforsaken earth. That's a soda, by the way.
I know that it was a soda can, but you just saying it gives it the implication of you like suddenly cracked someone's neck in the backgrounds.
I'm not covering anything up, I promise.
Was work a lot today?
Not really. It's a combination of things, but I can't really get into it. Hi, Plan.
Valid.
Yeah, me too. We fucking do.
Y'all, I need to visit a chiropractor so bad. I need to visit someone to break my bones properly, back into shape so bad.
Fucking real, man.
I've never been to a chiropractor, so
I
So
don't trust anyone near my spine except for the me.
my left shoulder has been messed up since high school because marching band.
Ow.
I say.
It's been I am able to like crack these bones continually if I just move my shoulder back and forth, and it causes discomfort sometimes.
Oh shit, my pinky's like that. I shattered it in a fucking door and I never went to a doctor for it.
Yeah, so like imagine that, but it's your whole
your
ass
whole
shoulder. Yeah,
That's bad for you.
I really gotta go to doctor eventually.
Yes.
I will probably go to my school doctor and just be like, hey, can you like hook me up with somebody who can tell how fucked my body is? Every now and then I have to consider that like I have to stop myself from saying that, oh yeah, I'm a pretty normal individual, I don't really have many problems that others do, and then consider the fact that my ribs are partially messed up, and that which impacts my breathing. My shoulder is definitely messed up, which doesn't cause me immense pain, but it is like a constant discomfort that I am always aware of. My jaw is in a crossbite, which is much fucking worse than an overbite. I may not be as broken-bodied individual as my wonderful Bianca, who is, oh my god, riddled with so many things, but I'm kind of broken a little bit, and I forget that sometimes. Hi, you two. I am trying to mentally psych myself up for how bad this wall might be.
Oh, just the mega abrupt cutoff.
Yeah.
Like, I am excited to see how bad the cutoff is.
To be fair, I expected the cutoff to be very abrupt, given the fact of it was like mid-writing Distortion Detective, and Project Moon was like, wait, we like this too much.
Wait,
Make this a game.
Bugs.
I mean, like, I have to imagine that it was just them in the middle of writing their final the final chapter, and they're just like, man, no, fuck no, we're done. We want to make this into something.
We want to make this a game.
That's what I'm fully expecting. I'm expecting, like, Evangelion episode 18, but worse. Blinn understands what I mean.
No, I'm just thinking now of all of Ava. Like, congratulations.
I mentioned Ava, and Blinn just has like a immediate just FMV go through his head. That is just Come Suster Todd.
It's a comment. At first, it's Cool Angel Thesis, but then like slowly transitions into Come Suster Todd.
I like really feel that someone who gets into Ava, that is the pipeline where it's like, Cruel Angel's Thesis is such a good like brainworm of a song until you finish End of Ava and you're like, it all returns to nothing. I just
Walter, listen to me, Walter.
Like,
and then
like her brain's melting. Hi guys.
the fucking choir kicks in, just all clapping together.
That's fine.
I love Come Sister Todd. Hi, Gabe. Right.
Hi.
Okay. This is gonna be. It's my part of also like me delaying a little bit is because my brain is like having a hard time switching gears from Leviathan, where I had to swap gears twice because of Leviathan changing pace, because their artist is like, man, I can't do all this in a fucking year. What the fuck are you on about? Which is valid. Doing all that shit in a year is like, look, I know mangaka artists in like Japan do a lot, but that's still a lot of fucking work to make, especially the later chapters of that, what they are. Speaking of which, Gabe, I have to link you the VOD for that. I'll link you the VOD for that later.
Please do.
Because
I might be
honestly,
a little. Continue, sorry.
oh, no, honestly, it's a lot of fun. Even like the, it's fun with the manga because well, I keep using the term manga. That's because I keep forgetting what the term is for the work in Korea.
Koreans is manhwa.
Manhwa. Okay, thank you. The manhwa is really fun, but it also is just all of us being like, ooh, ah, for so
Yeah,
much
or
of it,
so-
because like there's not many words because it's a story following Virgilius.
I still remember like the first couple chapters. You looked at District 22. It's just like, is this Britain? It's just like, no, it's not.
I mean, you said that,
There's
and
one
then
that is definitively, but I'm not telling you which.
well, yeah, I remember it coming up briefly in Library of Verona because Blaine's like, oh wait, this is this district. I get to break out. I get to break out the accent.
Ah! Ah! Sorry, I accidentally killed my fucking monitor. Hang on.
Huh?
Technical difficulties. The wire is the wire is really loose in the back, so I have to like jiggle it back. Hi, Ducky.
I heard kill and just like he's like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, I punched the fuck out of my monitor and it died.
Real quick, are y'all good entertaining chat for a second? Because I fucking forgot I have to put my uniform in the wash just before I.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Hi, chat.
Hello,
How
chat.
are you? What are we doing today? I'm like hyping myself up and pretending I'm a normal person, so you have to be nice and talk to me or else I'll like evaporate, okay? I'm holding you hostage.
God, that's me. I've been like dying all day because my throat.
Oh, are you sick?
I don't know. My throat's like very like itchy. Like,
Oh,
very
God.
scratchy.
I get that when I'm like sick and then the next day I'm usually like fucking dying. So I hope that's not you. Try not to wear yourself out today.
That'll be fine.
Yeah, just a feline.
And I usually power through sicknesses anyway.
Doing your best.
Because I operate under the mentality of does it, like it's specifically for work of does this affect me physically? Yes, stay home. No, go to work.
Yeah. The only real exception is like if it's fucking COVID.
Yeah.
I still remember the one time, the second time I had COVID ever. I was like making breakfast. I was making eggs. Decided fuck it, I'm putting garlic in it today because sometimes I do that.
I love
And then
trying
I was
to like.
huh.
I
why
need to
did I
make a
not
sleep
spend my
pose for this
egg?
model. I need to make a sleep pose for this model so bad so I don't fucking break my spine on the screen when I'm like going off screen.
Oh, you didn't break your spine that bad this time.
Oh
Yeah, you were just resting.
You
a
weren't like resting your eyes. You looked very serene.
You say that, but I came back and saw one of my eyes just like half open.
Yeah, you're taking a nap.
like one of your cats taking a nap and you look at them and it's like their eye is half open. It's like,
Their
are
eyes
they?
are like half open, their mouth is like part open, they look like they're dead, and then you definitely like tap them and they're like, hi,
Hi.
hello,
Hi.
good
Why,
morning.
why did you wake me up? I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
That's me with my fucking cat, Oliver. He fucking is like that a lot.
Headphones off briefly because I'm shedding this comfy sweater I have because it's way too hot in my room.
Ollie was a little shit this week too. Fucking Gabe, remember when I told you about the like my mall trip for my mom's birthday dinner?
Mm-hmm.
So while I was out I also got a little Dark Souls figure.
Mm-hmm.
And I open it and I leave the figure out on my kitchen countertop because I was eating. And my cat, Oliver, he comes up and just starts fucking biting my fucking finger. It's like, hey, leave that alone. Leave Artorias alone.
As in Artorias, Dark Souls Artorias?
Yeah, I got a figure of Dark Souls Artorias, and my cat fucking chewed on his sword.
That just sounds like Sif the Wolf behavior. Okay.
Right.
I'm so ready for this hit. Okay, we have a good 10 chapters. That's a thing. Let me change what we're reading because that ain't accurate. I don't know. It's only been a week, but I'm already like, what voices did I give Moses? Like, it's gonna be hard.
You'll be fine.
You, meanwhile.
I won't. Hang on, let me fucking knock myself into that upper register now.
Are you feeling okay at least? Do you feel well rested?
Yeah, I'm great. I feel awesome. I'm normal. I'm so normal, detective.
Right.
Alright.
Okay.
I did it. I got there.
Yay!
Is that easy?
Let me. Well, we'll play a little something different. All right.
You sound like you're dying.
Oh, I mean, I'm okay. I had to like stave off the urge to take a nap like 2 hours prior to this because I'm like, if I take a nap now,
You're not waking up.
I'm gonna be up. No, it's more. I'm gonna be up an extra 2 hours, and I'm trying to reset my sleep schedule, and that ain't good. That ain't good, Chief. That ain't good at all.
Better than the nightmare that I had last night, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Not even last night, this morning. And I went to sleep around like 11 and yesterday, and then woke up around like 2 in the morning for no fucking reason at all, and I couldn't fall back asleep.
Oh,
I got in
did
bed at 9:50 last night. I was unable to fall asleep for 3 hours.
That sounds like me.
I had to wake up at 6. I woke up fine, but man. Alright. Chapter 32, The Human Thunderbolt. Oh god, right, I have to go back into Moses' narration. I, like, had to swap narration styles twice for Leviathan because we suddenly stopped following the cool guy and have to follow Finn number 2.
Shinji Ikari, but in the city.
Literally Shinji Ikari. Garnet is literally Shinji Ikari, but, like, grew up a little bit. The difference in scenery between night and day is small here, but I can tell from the gradually shrinking halo of light in the foggy sky that it's evening. We seem to be approaching our destination. The car shakes pretty badly, running over some form of object scattered in the road. They are likely corpses. On the way I read one of the case reports Han Heejun gave me. The Human Thunderbolt. Graded urban plague. It says bolt of lightning will thrash about in the mist when it's present. Yes, Blinn? Is there something you'd like to share with the class?
Yeah, here, I'll put a voice chat.
I love Project Moon memes. Tian, gift your local Hum Hum Pang Pang a free tub of mayonnaise, of which must be developed by homemade efforts. This prescript must be fulfilled within 24 hours of receipt. Failure to do so will result in termination of your employment and protection by the Index. Cooking really isn't that difficult of a skill to learn.
And I took the most efficient approach. Is that against the will of the city now?
What the fuck?
What a normal comment.
What a normal comment. It says bolts of lightning will thrash about in the mist when it's present. The human thunderbolt leaves completely charred bodies in its wake, emitting a burning smell. Lightning is an electrical phenomenon. Thus, it's related to hysteria or neurosis. Sparks fly off and conduct electricity, leaving sharp and tingling wounds on anyone that stands around it. It'll be fast and painful.
Dr. Moses, someone is after us.
Vespa spoke. I see dark figures running alongside the car through the window. This vehicle most certainly isn't moving at a slow speed.
Sorry.
It's
the fucking EB. I'm alive now.
Hi. Detective! They pulled out a knife!
Ezra shouted. We'll suffer a considerable setback if we lose this car. DS gave us this van, so it won't break easily. However, we don't know what the unidentified group is capable of. We have to make a careful choice here. Vespa, can you give them the slip without damaging the car?
It won't be an easy feat, I'm afraid.
Then we'll stop it right away. The car lurched to a sudden halt, creating a loud noise. The group surrounded the van in an instant. This is another syndicate like the Kurokuma clan. Whatever they are, they probably won't stand a chance against Ezra and Vespa. And we're less hesitant to get violent after spilling blood here once. Ezra, Vespa, get out of the car. This is different from the Kurokuma clan situation. Now we're in the middle of L Corp's nest, where there are many variables. We have to promptly prepare ourselves for battle. As soon as I got out of the car, a burning stench struck my nose. Might be the supposed trace of the human thunderbolt, according to the report. Another particular scent stung my nose. It's the acidic smell of tobacco. This smell, those in the know are familiar with it. Vespa drew his Hondo right away. Ezra slipped on Alice workshop gauntlets and cracked her knuckles. The figures in the mist revealed themselves. The smiling faces. They're wearing masks of the... yeah, I was immediately like, yep. Smoker time. They're wearing masks of the Hohei village. The syndicate is characterized by their steel masks grinning from ear to ear. They smoke performance-enhancing narcotics from the gigantic pipes they're carrying. We've run into an urban nightmare class syndicate while trying to solve an urban plague case. It's not an unlikely occasion. The syndicate started out in the east of the city, but their influence has grown over time, now they're all over. Are you here to eat us? I place my pipe in my mouth. They can be conversed with at the very least. A moment of silence passed.
Detective? Why won't those chatty guys speak at all?
Keeping her eyes to the front, Ezra asked me this in a tiny voice, wondering the same thing. They're strangely quiet for how talkative they usually are. There seems to be about 7 of them. That's not a small number. The smiling faces quietly bite their giant smoking pipes, inhaling and exhaling smoke. I blow out smoke as well. Smoker to smoker communication. Their movement is different. They're known for their uncanny ways of acting, but something is particularly odd about this group. They twitch their bodies as if they were wooden puppets, and there are faint sparks of electricity flowing through them.
They're coming.
Vespa said. Puffing out smoke in the mist, the smiling faces commenced running to us. Their massive smoking pipes double as blunt weapons. It also contains a hidden blade sheathed in the bowl of the pipe, sort of like a sword stick. Ezra faced 2 of them charging at us. One of them swung a smoking pipe in a large arc, and she struck the bowl of the pipe with her fist. It made a small dent in the pipe, turning the attacker off balance.
Ow! Detective! My fist hurts so bad!
Love the little... nice game.
Miserable. Wet dog.
Whining, she accelerated her other hand with the Alice Workshop gauntlet and struck her fist into the chest. Into the solar plexus, one might say. God. The blow sent the opponent flying into a wall. The other one swung a blade at Ezra's arm. I let out a purple breath to slow the blade down. Ezra took out a Nestor hammer in the meantime and hit the aggressor on the forehead. Just want to play a bonk sound effects there. I like my bits too much. The metallic objects rang as they clashed. The hammer got crumpled from the impact. The mask, on the other hand, is intact. Vespa takes the rest of them on the other side. Yellow traces dance in the air like lightning bugs. Just then, Vespa turned to us and pitched the harpoon he'd been carrying at his waist without hesitation. The harpoon tore through the air and hit the left shoulder of the smiling face standing before Ezra, making them drop their weapon. Ezra immediately took out her Stigma workshop blade and stabbed it into her opponent. The Stigma blade makes a sizzling wound in their chest. Paying no attention to that piercing injury, the opponent hit her lower jaw with their knee. Those bizarre gestures, the smiling faces are being controlled by something. And the human thunderbolt has to be the culprit, judging from the purple electric discharges flowing through their bodies. Ezra and Vespa aren't overwhelmed by the smiling faces, but they can't seem to gain the upper hand on them either. I drew a deep breath. Seeing how strong and agile they are, the violet whip I usually wield won't even reach them, let alone keep them in place. I let out a deep violet breath. The pipe morphed into thick chains. Ezra, throw that harpoon at me. Ezra pulled the harpoon from the smiling face's shoulder. In that brief moment of vulnerability, one of the smiling faces smacked her in the cheek with a smoking pipe. Ezra's head was knocked upward, but she managed to stay upright and toss the harpoon. It buzzed in the air before landing at my feet. I tied the violet chain around the end of the tip of the harpoon. Vespa! Vespa recalled the harpoon right on cue. It was then flung with a roar and nailed on one of the smiling faces straight away. As the harpoon was lodged in them, the chains coiled around their body. Their movement is restrained, much like a ship with its anchor dropped. The harder they struggle to break free, the harder the chains tighten. The squeezing pain around my brain grows worse too. Pain is killing me. My head swims and my mind wavers. However, the chains will disappear if I let go of my consciousness. Ezra didn't miss his chance. She threw a low kick at the hindered target. The attack broke their leg, bringing them down to their knees. Then she manifested Psychoment on her other leg and delivered a kick straight to their head. The cranium was smashed along with the mask. Vespa speedily retrieved the harpoon and hurled it at another one. Vespa earns time with the harpoon, and Ezra lands the finishing blow. At a stable pace, the smiling faces are defeated one after another. Before long, Vespa took the head off the last of them. I'm way too fucking brain rotted where like this this likening to a ship, I'm like, just like the Ever Given.
Hello?
Never forget Ever Given. The fucking
I won't. What a funny fucking experience.
what a funny fucking experience. Alright, this is Ezra.
Wes.
Sorry.
Sorry, Detective, I became Mexican for a second. Yeah, we made it. We somehow made it out alive, Detective.
Ezra's segment has a unique effect of making her Mexican. I don't know what a Mexican is, but
A racial setting. Anyone mind if a white girl speaks a little Espanol?
Why does that hit the same of a gong bangs even though...
why does a gong bang every time you enter the room? You're white. I mean, for what it's worth, Jesus Christ exists in this setting, so...
My favorite abnormality, Jesus.
Jesucristo, let's go.
I nodded, putting my pounding head in my hands.
Dr. Moses. These were not like the ones I knew.
Something seemed to be manipulating them. I walked to one of the decapitated heads of the smiling faces on the ground and removed the mask. A grinning face on a burnt head was all there was underneath it. Light flashed from afar. A crack of thunder followed it shortly afterward. Suddenly, a stroke of light zipped past us. The light burned the fog in its path. It cleared off mist within a radius of 10 meters. Around 500 corpses were revealed before us, all burnt to a crisp.
Detective!
Ezra isn't surprised at the sight of the bodies, but rather by what they're doing. Every burnt corpse began to move at the same time, twitching and twisting. Could it be moving the bodies through electric stimuli? There's corpses lying on the road and bodies inside buildings. All the scorched cadavers nearby rise and rush at us. The smiling faces we had just slain also stood up, loudly folding and snapping their bodies. This thing is no urban plague. I placed a hand on my forehead. A purple humanoid form watches us from afar. Purple certainly is an uppity color. Vespa, does the human thunderbolt appear to be frozen in place right now? Vespa carefully squinted at it.
It's moving.
It's not stationary. The human thunderbolt is moving from place to place to send electric currents, controlling the corpses with the stimuli. The plan is the same. I stop it in its tracks and you cut it down.
How much time will you need until then?
10 minutes. Vespa nodded. Let me ask you back. Let me ask you back. How much time will it take for you to do it?
A second is all I ask.
That's dependable. Vespa will handle the smiling faces in front of us. Meanwhile, the living, soaring corpses appear to be regular citizens. Ezra should be able to fend them off on her own. Ezra, protect me, but don't get yourself killed doing it.
Got it. You can count on me, Detective.
Neurosis. Neurosis, a spear of stress, harmful radiation, a prison that constricts oneself at the same time, a symptom that exacerbates the more one hurts others. The temperamental cerebral stimuli and irritation are given the physical form of electricity. When that electricity flows through the body, it burns with an uncontrollable wrath. It's not quite explosive. It's sharp, rather. From light proddings to thrusts that create cavities in the mind. Neurosis flows through nearby conductors. It changes the atmospheres of one's surroundings. One's hysteria is poured on others. It gives a false impression that will make things better. However, it only causes one's own mind to smolder and invoke impatience, all the while burning others more severely. This property must be understood. An endless release of irritation and anger, megalomania and victim mentality. It actively moves around, gnawing at those nearby and steering them, and it moves fast. 500 corpses are coming at us. They're mere remains of the deceased. Electric stimuli injected into their brains by the human thunderbolt command them to move in a purely mechanical sense. The speed of light, the human thunderbolt drifts between those 500 people at the greatest possible velocity. They're in essence biological machines that feel no pain or fear. They can't be considered subordinate entities of distortion either. We have to capture the moment when it jumps from a scorched body to another. The easiest method would be to let out a pale blue breath, the smoke of death and cessation. But this should be the absolute last resort. A violet breath for a violet being. It's standard methodology to me. How much can I bind? How much would the heavy guilt given to me? The violet memory that strangles my heart and drags my mind to the bottom. This memory must be dredged up. I led my coworkers to death that day. The human being named Moses participated in the smoke war as captain of Ujat. Completing the mission was all I had to do. There was no room for interpretation or mercy in the process. To obey Diaz's orders. To obey her for her dream. I've stained my hands with so much blood in this life, even the blood of those whom I worked with. What I am bearing are the burdens of others, not mine. This smoking pipe isn't mine, it belongs to them. I hold the pipe and I draw in smoke. I close my eyes as I draw in smoke. As I close my eyes, they appear. I have to inhale their memories in agony. I need to find a violet memory among the faint yet intense mass. Memories akin to dark thorns, the eyes and gestures that grudge me. My sense of guilt. My guilt manifests as neurosis. I dislike noise. I dislike talkative people. The sound reminds me of the voices that resent me. The sound reminds me of the battery of the war, and it makes my mind bleed. The small grievances and scornful remarks. Exchanges of words full of ire. The barbed words I have carelessly spouted. The days of my life when I pushed someone and drove someone to tears. Had I been kinder, had I been more understanding. I didn't look after my subordinates. My eyes were fixed on Diaz. Everything that happened in the process were trivial matters to me. In a city where there is no good or evil, I made a distinction. What Diaz wishes for, and what she does not. That was the only criterion which severs the good from the bad. So what made me so desperate? I can hear the cries and screams of my subordinates. I ignored them and went on my way. I shouldn't have turned around that time. Once I looked back, the path of blood I'd been taking was so candidly visible, I couldn't help but cry. Why did I change my mind at the last moment? Why did a sense of altruism for my colleagues bloom so suddenly? I want to give salvation to them, to those who drift in my head. Each time I resolve a case of distortion, their screams go silent one by one. But the quiet doesn't last long. Why did I abandon them? Why did I give them that heartless order, lacking even a speck of what could be thought of as a heart, and then come trying to save them? Why did I push them into the maw of hell? I have been resolving distortions because I couldn't bear to hear those voices blaming me. This is like a narcotic that I cannot quit. As soon as I stop taking the drug that is resolving distortions, the pain begins to constrict around my head again. This is not voluntary service or charity work. It's only a drug I take to ease my guilt. And yet I have the audacity to call myself detective and ask for payments. The requests and clients I declined. All this becomes a cumbersome and hurtful chain that stifles my heart once again. This is the chain I wanted to find. I tighten the grip around my mind. The chain can be brought out if I choke my heart until blood and pus are utterly wrung out of it. This heavy contrition of mine, the grudges of the 2,142 people I brought to death. However fast and sharp the neurosis of the human thunderbolt may be, it won't be greater than the weight and anguish of the chains I feel deep in my heart. I face the reality that everything I believed to be right was simply a childish attempt of self-satisfaction to cut out my neurosis. Humiliation and self-loathing. Vexation and anger for myself. I squeeze out all of it, and I take a sip of tea because fuck. Holy. Oh my god, I'm all text.
I hope you enjoyed your personal wall.
Oh, I mean, I've done plenty. Also, not me, just being like Moses on her hands and knees, taking the deepest fucking inhale of that shit, smoking that shit the hardest she's ever smoked.
She's about a hot box.
Literally, I'm like, there's no visual of this that won't be slightly funny of her essentially trying to hotbox herself.
Moses, don't hold it in. It doesn't do anything.
I have to hold it in to find the one memory I need. Moses, what the fuck are you talking about? Let me smoke this shit, damn it. God. Also,
This shit ain't
yippee,
nothing to me, man.
a body count. I mean, did y'all catch me the way I said this line right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was curious if either of you would notice.
Yeah, that's a large amount of people that she fucking killed one way or another.
I like that Gabe just moves on, ignoring my dumb ass thing that I read here.
Yeah, I'm
500 corpses.
500
No boy.
corpses.
no boy. I choose not to comment.
I think you have finally reached the point of being tired of my bullshit.
No, I'm just tired.
Fair.
Just in general.
I exhaled a violet breath. The smoking pipe turned into a hair-thin and pointed needle. A strand of thread, which is held in the eye of the needle, links to my chest, as though the thread were reeled from my heart. This is not just a thread, it's a chain, a shackle. We have 30 seconds. Azor and Vespa are straining every nerve to hold back a horde of burnt corpses. An abundance of bits and pieces of charred bodies are at my feet. One of those bits crawls towards me, the last traces of electrical stimuli remaining in it. I stabbed the heavy and sharp needle into the arm of the crawling corpse. In an instant, my violet neurosis flowed through all the corpses at the speed of light. Every corpse stomped dead at once. The chain moved from body to body and tied them together. The longer the thread becomes, the more my heart bleeds. The sensation of barbed wire squeezing and crushing my brain. I have to withstand it. Not even a second has passed, but so much physical and mental pain is being inflicted on my body that I could end my life. The powerful stinging buzzing of a bee. The yellow harpoon soared through the air and pierced the human thunderbolt's chest as it paused between corpses.
It is done, Dr. Moses.
The corpses went limp and collapsed to the ground.
Detective, are you okay?
Azra asked, having suffered many injuries herself. I nodded in response. The work is not done yet. The elongated chains of the mind now have to be retracted to where they came. Brooding over the memories in agony, I slowly pulled the chains back into my heart. Azra is looking at me with worrisome eyes, but it can't be helped. No one can help me with this. I have to do this on my own. This is a lonely, heart-wrenching task. Just as I pulled the final link of the chain into my chest, I fell unconscious.
Have you come to your senses yet?
A low, grumpy voice woke me up. Guess I didn't die. I think this is Honey June, probably? Wait, no. Oh, yeah, wait, this is Moses stuff.
Does he? Yeah.
Did you retrieve the distortion?
Yes, Detective. We put it in the van.
I see. Thanks for the hard work, both of you.
Dr. Moses, we've encountered a problem.
What is it?
Well, the car stopped working. It might be because of the electricity.
Ezra said in a worrisome tone. We can contact Han Hee-jun and call Ujal over. They'll repair the vehicle for us. My head still feels hazy from using the violet thread and needle. I'm honestly unsure of where I am and what time it is. Still lying on the ground, I picked up the smoking pipe and drew in a breath.
Detective, it's nighttime.
What hour is it now?
It's 3:26 a.m.
And our location?
Somewhere in the back streets, I think.
Oh. Surely the sweepers don't operate in a ruin's nest. What am I saying? I placed a hand on my head and puffed out smoke. Night in the back streets. It's the time of sweepers. Right. Yeah, that takes place at 3 a.m., huh? Or rather, it's like, what, 3:40 a.m. to, like, it's like a 20-minute period, I believe, right?
Something like
It's every night from 3:13 to 4 something.
Right.
ready.
Okay, yeah, it's about an hour. Chapter 34, The Night in the Back Streets. The sweepers come in 3 waves. 3 waves are all we have to endure. Ezra, Vespa, think you can make it through? This is Ezra? Yeah.
I actually used up all my strength fighting the human thunderbolt just before.
Ezra looked at me with an awkward smile. I reluctantly turned my gaze to Vespa.
Dr. Moses, you're currently incapable of combat, and it seems Miss Ezra can barely protect herself.
So the conclusion.
Impossible. We'd be able to survive 2 waves, I suppose.
Uria's workshop would have been a perfect hiding spot, but she's not up when we need it. I put my smoking pipe in my mouth. Gross noises can be heard from a distance. The sound of the cleaners of the streets. Fierce fights and contemptible murders are a common occurrence in the back streets. All of it is wiped clean by morning. It's thanks to them. The sweepers clean the back streets, which means it's safe outside the back streets. I tapped my prosthetic arm. Honey June. The prosthetic arm flashed for a second. Glenn, I think you were doing Honey June.
Yep. Working hard day and night, aren't you, Doctor?
Sorry to disturb your sound sleep.
Examining your location. You're in the back streets at this time of night.
I got to the point. Who's that? Can you call them here?
If it's to stop the sweepers, I doubt there'll be any help by the time they arrive.
Well, let me ask something about this fallen nest. Is the border between the back streets and the nest area still up?
I'm sure a war veteran such as yourself knows better than I do.
What's the shortest route?
5 kilometers to the west, as the crows fly.
End the call. The way out of this situation is simple. We've got to get into the nest. A ruined nest is still a nest. Sweepers only clean the back streets. We'll travel in a straight line, break any walls in the way, and cut down any nuisance. This is Vespa?
What about the car?
Vespa asked in a low tone. We'll leave it here until the night passes. It'll be fine as long as we aren't in the van.
Won't they treat distortions as humans?
Don't ask me what they think. There's a fair and valid response. There is no other option. Even if we were to lose the 2 distortions we've retrieved, saving our lives comes first. We don't have time. Ezra! Ezra takes out her gauntlets and hammers, preparing to make way. When it comes to destruction for survival, she should be better suited for the job than Vespa.
Junior, give the detective a lift.
Ezra yelled. Vespa put me under the arm. As unpleasant as it is, I suppose it's for the best.
You fucking football carry.
Ezra, bridal carries. Vespa, football carry.
Here you go, Detective and Junior.
Like it's the most effective.
I just imagine like Moses over his shoulder, angrily pout smoking. Vespa drew his sword with his other arm. To the west, a brick wall stands in the way. We'll breach this first. Ezra put her fist through the wall. It crumbled with ease, and there is a 2-story house standing right in front of it. Just as she tries to break the wall, Vespa stops her.
Residential areas mustn't be destroyed during the nights on the back streets.
A taboo. I hadn't thought of the residential area. All of our problems can be solved if we can enter this house. But we need permission from the owner of the home first.
It's not just a taboo in a nest. It's a taboo of the city.
That means violating it won't simply end with a taboo hunter or 2 chasing us. The night in the back streets is a completely lawless hour. There is one exception among us which remains safe. The residential area. An inviolable territory. The head of the city doesn't allow this sanctuary to collapse, and no one will open the door for us.
Detective, what should we do?
We shan't dare to commit a taboo that not even the fingers violate. I can hear 3 to 4 people sobbing inside the house. A group of strangers breaking walls and standing before their home would surely be a terrifying sight for them. The sound grew closer, and sweepers showed up from the mist. The sweepers seep into the corners of the alleys like water flowing over a toy village. They go anywhere a path is open. They're persistent and resilient. They aren't afraid to die. They swarm their target and cling to them until they've been cleaned off the street. If a sweeper has died, they clean that corpse as well and continue on. Their orange hooks inject whoever they stab with a strange fuel. That mysterious fuel liquefies the victim. Orange fuel? Okay, so it's just Ava juice. Neat. The melted remains are then recycled into fuel. Clumps of liquid. That's what the sweepers are. Who knows what goes on in their minds? It's frankly strange that the head considered those beings to be human. I'm not sure if they're even capable of thinking normally.
Detective, I'll get ready for battle.
Put me down, please. Vespa set me on the grounds. I bit my smoking pipe. The yard of a residence. Sweepers squeezed through the destroyed wall. While this wasn't our intention, we put ourselves in an advantageous spot for fending off multiple foes. Vespa cuts down the sweepers, creeping on us one by one. Ezra uses her fists and hammer. Her accelerated fist strikes the sweeper in the head, and liquid spouts from the smashed noggin. The same liquid spills from the torso of a sweeper cut in half by Vespa, and the liquid is absorbed into the bodies of the sweepers that follow, simply by stepping on the pool of liquid. 2, 5, 10, 23. Vespa's blade is losing its edge, and Ezra's fists are getting slower. The sweepers must be sliced into two or blown up in a single hit. They'll recover from wounds left by dull swords and lethargic fists by absorbing liquid from the carcasses of their fallen brethren. I can only trust those two to handle this. The first wave has died down. The time is 3:40, and the second wave will strike in about 10 minutes. We shouldn't stay here. We need to continue on to the west. However, we couldn't even make 100 meters. I know this won't work, but I have to give it a shot anyway. I knocked on the door of a residence. My name is Moses, and I'm a grade 5 fixer from 7 Association. Could you please open this door? We just need a place to rest for a short while. There's 3 of us, including myself. The sound of a person weeping came from inside.
We'll just take shelter until morning. We can pay you too.
Ezra yelled urgently. We want to live. Please leave us alone.
Detective, I guess it's not gonna work.
Ezra said in a discouraged tone. They're too frightened to be reasoned with. Thus, we have no choice but to start running again. I like that, like, as bad as the city is, the residential area is actually safe to live in.
As long as you follow the rules.
Okay, wait. Is it that the residential area is always safe, or just especially safe
area
during...
taboo is only during the night.
Okay, so you can break in when it's not.
You can be an E. You can be an E. You can be an E if you want. Just not during the night in the back streets, specifically.
That is amazing. Ezra said in a discouraged tone. They're too frightened to be reasoned with. Thus, we have no choice but to start running again. Like, this is Vespa? Yeah, this is Vespa.
Probably you do now.
We have to move to the west. Vespa picked me up again and ran westward, with Ezra following right behind.
Just fucking carrying her like a football.
Pick upable objects. Look, when I go to protests with any, like, I have a friend I would go to protests with who's like 5 feet even. I would essentially just, like, have to pick her up every now and then because I am a foot taller than her and I can see over the crowds.
Inventory.
I am, yeah. I had to apologize after our first protest. I'm like, I am so sorry. I fucking just was literally positioning you around constantly, like you were a kitty on a kitty rope. And she's like, no, it's all good. You stopped me from getting, like, stomped on, like, twice. I'm like, okay, I just wanted to apologize. It's just, I can see people coming. Small person cannot. When going to a protest, if you were a small person, go with the tall friends, please. If you are a tall person, seek out a small person that might be alone. They will appreciate the help.
It's like a symbiotic relationship.
Let's jump over or go around the obstacles we encounter from now on. We can't afford to check if every wall in front of us is part of the residential area in this thick mist. This is going to take more time. Vespa and Ezra may be fast, but traveling 5 kilometers in 10 minutes will be a difficult task in their current state. We crossed walls and ran through narrow passages in the back streets. This Vespa kid is insanely quick, I must say. He sprints like a beast while searching for open paths. Ezra isn't falling behind either. 3:47. 3 minutes remain. Or not. Time is up. Ezra, Vespa. Sweepers come in swarms from both ends of the long alleyway. I tapped the arm. Honey June.
Yes, Doctor?
Does this arm have any combat functionalities?
No.
You're fucking waiting on that shit.
I saw the no and I just saw the opportunity.
Just
Amazing.
fucking full locked in.
Then
Just like, wait a minute.
what was your boastful statement of this arm being one of a kind and expensive about?
Because there really is no other prosthetic arm like it. And it's equipped with the technology that allows us to locate you wherever you are. Not to mention its durability.
I hung up. Swarms of sweepers throng Ezra and Vespa. The two are slowly being pushed back. It's like stopping a leaking dam with just a palm. The water is bound to spill sooner or later. To face the sweepers, we're going to have to deal with the human thunderbolt's army of corpses. Talk about a streak of misfortune.
Detective, I'll try to keep him at bay. I won't let any of them reach you.
Right now, I don't have the strength to take on a single sweeper. Ezra and Vespa will survive somehow. I'm completely dead weight this time. I place my smoking pipe in my mouth. Behind me is the door of a building in a residential area of the back streets. If we broke this door and went inside, we might be able to survive the night. However, breaking a taboo of the city is on a completely different level to breaking a taboo of a nest. The most one can do is delay their inevitable death. Unparalleled force will pursue us. Death comes unto one someday. Perhaps the reason I live is to settle what I started until that moment comes. That's what makes me want to stay alive. I let out a red breath.
Dr. Moses, don't get any ideas.
A yellow harpoon knocked a smoking pipe out of my hands.
I told you that I could stop at the first 2 waves.
Vesa frowned at me, his body covered in injuries. I picked up my pipe and knocked on the door behind me. This is the most I can do while the two will act as human shields. I'm Moses, a grade 5 fixer from 7 Association. If you let us take shelter here for a short while, we will give you generous compensation. Their response again. That either means no one is in this house or they're rejecting us. The old steel door opened with a metallic creak. Ezra, Vespa, get in here right now! I shouted at the two.
Okay, detective.
Ezra and Vespa slowly retreated to the door as they took down the sweepers in front of them. After they entered through the steel door, I quickly shut it. We're safe now. What a relief. Thank you for your kindness.
Moses from the 7 Association, was it? I'd like to make a deal.
A golden insignia. This is a symbol that distinguishes the fingers. These dark red coats. They're the thumb. I turned to Vespa immediately and I shook my head. Whatever story that kid has, this is most definitely not the time. Around 20 people in red coats are looking at us.
I did a switch voice.
Yep.
This is a woman.
Yep.
You baited yourself.
I played myself. Excellent. Let me introduce myself. I'm Isabel, a cop of the thumb.
She ground her cigar into an ashtray and extended her arm for a handshake. I am a grade 5 fixer. I have to submit to the authority of a capo. I lowered my head and grasped her hand without making eye contact.
Strange things have been occurring in this nest, as you can tell. We couldn't acquire any proper info because of all this fog. Yet, now I meet a fixer from the 7 Association. I'm such a lucky gal.
Isabel handed me a glass of liquor. I poured the drink down my throat. Been parched for a while.
What are the grades of your friends next to you?
I like that we don't have to wonder who's speaking, because it's the thumb and we know how the thumb's fucking rules go.
You speak when spoken to.
You speak when spoken to that requires an answer from you. This child here is Ezra, a grade 3 fixer from a 7 Association, and I'd rather not disclose Vespa's real name and grade. Introducing him as a grade 3 like Ezra should be appropriate.
Grade 1 fixer, Vespa. No affiliation.
Vespa uttered, running his hand through his blood-soaked hair. I placed a hand on my forehead. A grade 1 fixer is in the same class as a capo.
A grade 1 fixer? You wouldn't be lying by any chance?
Vespa put his hand to the inside pocket of his coat. The 20 thumb goons immediately pointed their matchlock rifles at us in unison. Isabel made a gesture to help them. Then, Vespa took out his fixer license and tossed it in front of her. It's without a doubt a legitimate fixer license issued by the Hana Association.
It's a pleasure to greet such a valuable guest. Please feel free to rest up here for a while. Let's talk more when the sun comes up.
As soon as she stopped speaking, the goons withdrew their guns. They're quick to change their attitude when one discloses their grade. That's what the thumb is, a gang of mobsters obsessed with the class and authority.
Provide them with blankets and pillows, and show them the rooms where they will rest.
A couple of syndicate members guided us. This is a small house with a floor space of 70 square meters. There's no way the Thumb would use this kind of residence as a base of operation. The Thumb saw Dato stop at the door and turned around to give Vespa a courteous nod. That's a gesture of asking permission from a superior to speak. Vespa returned a nod apathetically. The room is a bit messy right now, so we'll clean it up for you. The syndicate members opened the door. Ezra frowned when she saw what was in the room. 3 bodies of varying size were on the floor. They didn't even fire the guns. They merely used the buttstocks to snuff them out. They occupied a backstreet's residence before the night came. The Thumb can get away with that. Vespa put his hand on the handle of his sword. I glared at Vespa, shaking my head. Vespa glared back at me with sharp eyes, and then he took his hand off the blade. I love the uh-oh of the Thumb. Which is just like, begin to make a mistake. 20 fucking rifles immediately cocked their way towards you.
It's just so fucking instant. Like, oh, you're not lying, right? And then everyone points their gun at you.
Like, there's an audible sound to that.
You better fucking back that statement up, shithead.
Chapter 35, This Territory. The respite of the room didn't quite feel like a true respite. Waking up in a room that feels like an average living space is almost reminiscent of my ordinary life. The smell of blood permeating about reminds me of where I am now. Ezra is still sound asleep next to me, snoring away. On the other hand, Vespa is sitting on the floor and gazing at the door, clutching his blade in his arms. I'm not sure if he slept at all. Have you gotten any sleep?
I had enough rest that you won't have to worry about my condition.
That's good to hear. Someone thumped on the door. Their silence suggests that there is Sadato, a class below the capo. Speak. Gabe, do you want to ad-lib?
This is Rami, Thumb Soldato. I'm here to check if you've woken up.
I turned to Vespa. A grade 5 fixer such as myself is not allowed to mention a capo's name.
It's Capo Isabel asking to see us.
Vespa spoke on my behalf.
Yes, she wishes to talk with you over a simple breakfast.
We'll be there soon.
It's fortunate to have Vespa with me. He'll make our negotiation with the Thumb smoother. I shook Ezra to wake her up.
Detective, I could go for another helping.
What a silly thing to say in one sleep. She is food motivated. When I went out to the living room, plates of bacon and eggs sunny side up were set on a round table for 4, and the Thumb capo, Isabel, sits at it. I'm just immediately like, man, asking for salt would be such a fucking stressor here. You have to first look to someone that's like of your rank, make eye contact for them, get permission from them, gain permission from their superior for you to speak, and just be like, can you please pass the salt? Sweating bullets, meanwhile, hoping that you didn't accidentally fuck up.
I just like to envision someone who didn't, like a new recruit to the Thumb, just ignoring that entirely. It's like, can you pass the salt? And just immediate gunshot.
It's just like,
It's like a confident sound of 20 guns firing at once.
Hey boss, can you pass me the black pepper?
No.
Actually, no, I could use the full thing for that because they would just do that in that scenario. Just
No, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
When I went out to the living room, plates of bacon and eggs, right, and the Thumb capo, Isabel sits at it.
Please take a seat, Vespa and company.
Isabel said to him, paying no attention to Ezra or I. We sat as we were told.
Vespa, the grade 1 fixer, and a couple of 7 association fixers. What is your business here? Could you be participating in the struggle to take over Elcourt's Nest like many others?
I love that Blinn, like, immediately was like, oh, I'll voice the Thumb, hell yeah, and didn't think of the fact that he would most likely be voicing with himself.
No, I was fine with that. The thing that caught me off guard was like, I looked out at the name, I was like, oh, that's a woman.
It's a woman, yeah.
Woman.
Vespa grimaced as he speared a strip of bacon with a fork, seemingly annoyed. Then he looked right at Isabel.
I work for Dr. Moses, the person here next to me. I devolve all my authority and power to Dr. Moses as of this moment.
He isn't even...
You don't give a fuck.
I'm really happy that we read all the Library of Ruina books beforehand to like understand how the Thumb works and such. Like, I'm so fucking thankful we read the thumb books.
To be fair, like in the cutscenes with the thumb,
Oh,
it was very evident of how they operated.
It's very evident, but like the bit of like devolving your authority and such, right? That didn't necessarily come up in the cutscenes.
There's.
I think it
a
came up
couple-
with Dennis, and that's it.
I
Yeah.
believe-
He isn't even trying to hide his irritation. This is Isabel.
As you wish. I must say, it's interesting that you know about the transfer of authority and the thumb uses internally. Grade 1 fixers are truly in another league.
Isabel gave her answer as she lit a cigar in her mouth.
Or perhaps you're an affiliate of the thumb.
Puffing out cigar smoke towards Vespa, Isabel narrowed her eyes. He glared at her, not budging an inch. Let's not get off topic. I'd like it if we could speak on equal terms. Ezra, clean the table, will you? I don't think we have the time for a full meal.
Okay.
Ezra answered, hurriedly shoving bacon in her mouth. Oh, the dog meaning of clean the table.
So hungry.
While Ezra and the thumb members were clearing dishes from the table, I placed my smoking pipe between my lips. It's time to negotiate a deal. Bargaining with the thumb, one of the fingers. No amount of ridiculousness should be surprising coming from them.
Well then, Miss Moses, Grade 5 fixer of the 7 Association, let us speak on equal terms.
Gladly. The thumb has the strongest organizational power among the fingers. It controls a legion of subsidiary syndicates, and the members of the thumb itself are not rallied for trivial matters. However, soldatos and even a capo being at the site must mean that they're unable to rely on their subsidiaries. I imagine it has something to do with the fog covering this nest. The syndicate's organizational capacity capability wouldn't be as effective in this mist that clouds one's cognition. They're likely desperate in their own rights in their attempts to make use of us.
I'm about to offer a deal. I hope you are prepared.
That's right. It's hard to refuse a deal offered by the thumb. On equal standing, I could politely decline it given enough justification. But they provided us with shelter to survive the sweepers. We're indebted to them. I don't see any justification that could lift this debt. Let's hear the details of your offer. I bit the pipe and let out a breath.
Miss Moses, first, I want you to give me an introduction of yourself and your colleagues. Although it won't change the outline of the offer, I might be able to take it into consideration.
Isabel filled a glass in front of her with liquor. I'm working as a distortion detective, or so I call it. These two fellows are my assistants who help me with the job. Isabel's brows twitched. Perhaps the word distortion caught her attention. That's got to be the case. Several sightings of the distortion are apparently being reported in L Corp's nest. There's no reason for me to hide my profession. Rather, they'll be motivated to hand over information about the case of the distortion that have emerged here. If this prediction misses the mark, though, that would mean they're only interested in using us as another pawn for their strife.
So you're a detective. I'm impressed that you're that you've a grade 3 and a grade 1 as fixers as your assistants. I'd contact the headquarters and check the facts right away if I could. But I cannot reach the outside at the moment, so I'll have to trust your word on this.
Isabel guzzled down her drink. It wasn't the mention of distortions that she reacted to, unlike my expectation.
I won't pry into it further. There will be bloodshed in El Cort's nest in the near future. We of the Thumb and our subsidiary syndicates are preparing for this fight.
Are you asking the office of the Distortion Detective to join your forces as part of the deal?
We aren't looking for soldiers to fight alongside us in an all-out war now. The workshop that's in this nest, which we're supposed to provide the nest of the Thumb with musket ammunition, have disappeared.
There was a spark in Ezra's eyes. It's only natural that bringing up workshops would draw her interest. The workshops that supply their goods to the Thumb must be especially intriguing, since it's difficult to normally get in touch with them. And you want us to find their whereabouts. I held my pipe between my lips. Isabel nodded. If this is your offer, what do you promise to give us in return?
Is there anything you want?
I need information. Information regarding the distortions. The Thumb will serve as a reliable network. We'll need information on the distortion phenomenon occurring in this nest, and we need lots of it.
You want us to regularly update you on the news concerning them. Is that correct?
Isabel scanned me, Vespa, and Ezra with her eyes.
Sadly, we're isolated at the moment. It's an easy job to get our comms to work, or specify our location in this fog.
That means you have no intel you could give us at the moment.
For now, no. However, I'll ask the other couples when I can, and contact the headquarters later. I can collect the intel and hand it over to you then.
I
How does
blew
that
out,
sound?
I blew out smoke. Our dialogue was resolved smoothly thanks to Vespa's presence, and she didn't ask too much for us of saving our lives. Isabel offered her hand to shake on it. Tell me more about the case of lost ammunition and the location of the workshop. I shook her hands. The street is brighter than it was at night, although the scenery is still rather dim and blurry thanks to the fog. We're heading in the general direction of the workshop Isabel told us about. Ezra walks with a spring to her step, possibly because she's elated for the chance to see a workshop partnered with a thumb. Vespa follows us, wearing a frown. That kid certainly seems to have a deeply ill-fated relationship with the thumb, and for reasons I'm not yet aware of. Ezra, do you know much about how the workshops the thumb gets service from? Gabriel.
Hi.
Hi.
Yep. Of course.
It's okay. Gabriel.
Why do you have to do it like that?
I don't know, it just occurred to me.
My goatee.
Doggy. Man, I wish I could do
Swapping tunes.
Huh?
Swapping tunes.
I was moving your head pat things over y'all properly. Should head pats be yeah. It occurred to me, like, I should move the head pats over. Yippee.
Yippee!
Ezra's expression was that of someone begging to be asked more questions. It's true that I know little about the thumb beyond common knowledge. There has been a particular lack of friction with the syndicate while going about this job in general. So, Ezra, could you brief us on what you know?
As you're already aware, the thumb uses muskets.
Right.
Water is also wet, did you know that? And the thumb uses a huge variety of bullets. They pick the right ones for the right situation every time.
I'm guessing those bullets are quite pricey.
Oh, it's no joke. It's like they throw money at their workshops when a purge happens.
Vespa's brow furrowed upon hearing the word purge. He must have a troubled past concerning the thumb's purge.
They don't waste their ammo on trivial stuff, though. In fact, the thumb's firearms are terrific weapons even without the bullets. The buttstock performs better than your average blunt instruments. It's made out of the hardest wood available in the city.
Ezra tirelessly goes on with her passionate speech.
It might look simple at a glance, but it contains the technologies of several workshops. Acceleration and mass manipulation are given. They can purge anybody they want for a reason. The buttstock is designed to be a good tool for bashing anyone's jaw, too.
Is it so entertaining?
Vespa murmured. It would seem all this talk of the thumb provoked him.
Huh? Well, yeah, talking about workshops is always fun.
Have you been struck by the buttstock yourself?
Vespa gave Ezra a vicious glare. His eyes are much like those I saw plenty of times throughout my life. Ezra's expression changed in the blink of an eye, the same expression she wore during the war.
What are those eyes?
Miss Ezra, I want you to refrain from talking about such things while I'm around, unless I cut your tongue off.
Vespa grabbed the hilt of his sword at his side.
Don't you give that kind of look in front of the detective.
Ezra spoke in a glacial voice. I placed a hand on my forehead. These kids are comparable to ticking time bombs.
Fuck. Oh god. The kids are fighting! Ezra!
The detective and I have gone through a war. It was a hellish time, worse than anything you've ever experienced.
Man, Ezra went through that war at like 18 then, right? Isn't she like 28 or something? She's like in her late 20s if I remember correctly. She's definitely not in her 30s. If I don't believe she's in her 30s.
Let me check.
Because the smoke war was over 10 years ago now. The smoke war
Yeah,
was...
she's 28.
Yeah, girl went through that in her teens. Goodness gracious. A flash of yellow light danced in the air.
What do you know about me?
Vespa's sword was drawn before I noticed.
I don't give a damn about that. Just don't evoke the memories of the war for the detective. For us with those eyes.
Ezra doesn't move a muscle.
How can you talk about killing people so gleefully when you suffered a war?
I bit my smoking pipe.
This is the only way I know how to cope. Seek joy, and don't be serious.
Ezra's blonde hair gradually turns white. She gripped Vespa's neck with her hand at a speed my eyes couldn't follow. Vespa grasped her neck in retaliation. Both of them are nothing short of killing machines. Ezra, stop. She put her arm down at my word. Her eyes are still cold.
I apologize. I was careless.
I puffed out a curl of
Oh,
smoke.
wait.
Huh?
I don't know. Was that? Oh no.
Yeah, that was Ezra.
Yeah, that was it.
That was Ezra, yeah.
Puffed out a curl of smoke. Vespa released his grip on Ezra's neck. Vespa, we're in the process of overcoming our past events in our own ways. I'm sure you are overcoming something of your own as well. We're coworkers who have to band together whether you like it or not, so I want us to all be more considerate of each other. Understood?
Got it.
Ezra returned to her usual self and gave a cheerful reply.
Sorry, Junior. My bad.
You're insane.
Vespa closed his eyes and sheathed his blade. It really is just Moses and her two, killing machines that are... She has 3 kids, all in their 20s, that are just insane products of death and destruction. Perhaps Vespa is right. Maybe we have gone insane from what we went through during that time. We react sensitively to small things. We're prone to labor under delusions and completely nonchalant toward cruelty. I committed a sin, and I must be punished for it. As did Ezra. As did this city. But I don't want Vespa to set foot in this territory. He has a good heart. He has a sense of justice in his mind. The thought I had this day became one of my few wishes. I shook off the stray thoughts shortly after. We walked in the mist for a while without speaking, and we then arrived at the site where the workshop in question should be. What a mess. A scene littered with corpses came into our sight. It's hard to tell if they're fixers or syndicate members. I placed my smoking pipe in my mouth. Among them, dark blue coats and yellow garments attracted my eyes. This is why, the association that specializes in public security and protection. Unidentified bodies, accompanied by those of Zoe fixers. I should investigate the scene farther. My lips firmly held the pipe. I also love the way that the war is just... Every time we talk about the war, it's treated with such, vagueness and a loathing to really talk about it. Because it was so intense. Roland's only able to reflect on it barely, and we see a fucking reflection of it in the Black Silence reception, and that's the closest thing we know to having many details on what happened in that war, because so much was just snapped away.
And the sole reason why it was snatched away is because he got a glimpse of what
he saw what the fuck is.
He saw something he wasn't supposed to see.
He saw apparently the thing that runs the city.
Well, it wasn't the city. It was the old L-Corp's singularity, the source of the smoke.
Oh,
and,
right, because the smoke war was over the old L-Corp.
Yeah, because it was started by Benjamin, and just because hey, we need to become a wing.
Yeah, because L-Corp, the old L-Corp had just fallen, so they left a spot. Man, the letter L really is just changing hands so many times in this decade. Yep. Chapter 36, The Bullet. There are bullet holes in some of the corpses. These bodies are in the attire of the Zwei Association, and I suspect that they belong to a fairly eminent section. I searched the body of one Zwei Association fixer, looking for something a fixer would carry. I found a fixer license in their inside pocket. It says they're from Section 3 of the southern branch of the Zwei Association, just as I predicted. This rectangular ID card proving one's status as a fixer is what tells them apart from syndicate members. If someone fixes themselves a problem for a price without a fixer license, you have yourself a syndicate. This is the line between us and them. I inspect the bodies next. A bullet to the chest punctured their hearts and went straight out the back, and all of their faces were contorted, tears streaming. Ezra, are the thumb's bullets powerful enough to penetrate the coats that the Section 3 of the Zwei have with such ease?
It's possible in theory, but this case is kinda iffy. Bullets used by the highest of higher-ups are super expensive and powerful, so they could make a hole in those coats. The thing is...
It's unlikely for such superior personnel to be in a place like this. I gave a light chomp to my smoking pipe. Could this workshop be a place where bullets for the top brass are manufactured?
Well, all the workshop owners said the ammunition of the Thumb is produced at the Thumb HQ and kept under strict management when I asked them.
Ezra says with a puzzled look. I searched the coat some more. I see. The scratches on this coat, and the bullets scattered on the floor. I picked up one of them. Is this bullet the kind used by the Thumb, then?
It is.
Vespa gave the answer instead. I ruminated my pipe. A battle broke out between the Zwei Association and someone who took the Thumb's bullets. However, those bullets were not responsible for the deaths of the 7 fixers from Zwei Section 3.
Detective, the other corpses don't look like fixers. Maybe they were a part of the Thumb's subsidiary syndicate guarding this workshop?
I walked toward Ezra and glanced at the bodies. Their limbs were lopped off by large weapons. This is the Zwei Association's work. Their enormous swords have caused this damage. The Zwei Section 3 and a Thumb-affiliated syndicate had a fight. The Zwei came out on top.
But...
Right, there was someone else. I let some smoke seep out of my lungs.
Guy.
Guy?
What the fuck is this?
I don't...
Ow, my spinal cord. Give me like 2 seconds.
Gabe, would you like to voice this guy? When you're
Yeah.
not dying.
I have to take my pain medicine after this chapter.
Do you want to take it right now?
I can do it.
Like, take my pain medicine, or
No, I
Oh.
can do the voice.
voice this guy?
It's a,
You
yeah,
can voice
I
this
get-
to many people. Unless you want to.
Oh, and I immediately accidentally went to the top of the thing. Alright then. Up to you. I don't fucking know.
You taking too long. Looks like we have some new faces here. Judging by your appearance, are you fixers on a request?
This is a decently lengthy chapter. Are you sure you don't want to take your pain meds now?
My main meds. I'm the baller. End of statement.
Okay. A voice came from the mist. It's the voice of a young male. He must be the one who killed the fixers in the Zwei. A man with ammunition capable of penetrating the coat worn by Section 3 of the Zwei is a considerable threat, even for Ezra and Vespa. We have to react immediately. He can see us through this mist. He has this advantage in terms of sight. Ezra. She nodded and put on a gauntlet of the Wind Valley workshop.
Gale Fist!
As she lunged her fist forward, a strong gust of wind cleared the mist in its way. Vespa threw his yellow harpoon without delay. It took a little time for the mist to obscure our sight again. It's a hit. We walked in the direction of the moan.
Excuse me, isn't this rather harsh? You can't just pin a metal stick into a stranger's thigh without asking.
I shouldn't let my guard down. He might not be alone. This is funny. I exhaled a red breath. The smoking pipe morphed into a sword. Are you the one who killed the fixers from Zwei Association?
I had no ill feeling towards them, but they were getting in my way.
The way of you taking the bullets for yourself.
Exactly. I'm the marksman of the mist. The more ammo, the better.
I hear that voice right in front of me. I give Vespa a look. One of us has to turn his flank. Ezra, be on your guard. Vespa, disarm him, but don't hurt him too badly. Vespa jumped sideways and disappeared into the mist at once. Ezra and I kept advancing forward.
Are you also here for these pieces of metal?
Ezra! She extended her fist once more. As the mist cleared away, a yellow trace swept the floor. Vespa seems to be going for the legs, and something was cut by his blade.
Oh, that's Vespa, I think.
Yeah, this is Vespa.
It's a decoy.
He spoke in a low voice. I knew it. So you were. An old radio was in front of us.
Oh shit. I bring enlightenment to people. You're probably thinking that you're wandering in this mist like most others.
What is truly lost, though, is the mind.
A voice came from a distance. Ezra shoved me aside forcefully. Ezra's movement stopped right as she pushed me. It's not that she got knocked unconscious or anything. She ceased motion in a literal sense.
I'm the marksman of the mist. Hold still there, please.
The voice is coming from multiple directions. He probably has more loudspeaker devices like the radio placed here and there. We can't specify his location. I'd at least try to estimate his position from the trace of his bullet, but our view is too badly obscured for even that. He has a complete advantage over us.
I don't see enough discussion going on in this day and age. The epoch lacks deep conversation. Nobody likes that kind of stuff because they lost their ways.
And you can see us through the fog, I shouted in no specific direction.
Yep, I can see you clear as day. This mist is merciful to those who haven't lost their way.
Way, he says. He's the type that talks a load of nonsense philosophy. Tears are falling from Ezra's eyes, who is otherwise perfectly motionless. On closer inspection, I see a long bullet spinning in front of Ezra's heart. It rotates, digging into Ezra's chest ever so slowly.
Guess it's too much for the big yellow-haired fella to endure. Sure, it's tough for anyone to endure.
We are fixers. We're investigating this place because we were requested to bring back bullets that belong to our clients. That's all.
What kind of windmill tilting to fetch bullets involves harpooning people and trying to chop off their ankles? What happened to the good old day of the fixer? Aren't you people supposed to recite some fancy creed a la chivalry of Bushido?
Will you let us go unharmed if we forfeit our search?
Nada.
The one thing that Blinn misses out on not voicing this is another chance to press the no button. What do you want?
First off, tell your other pal on the prowl for me to cut it out. It's so terrifying I can't move a muscle.
Vespa, stop! I shouted out to the air. I presume he's speedily scouring every corner of the area right now. What do you want next?
I won't make it long. You will accept this bullet instead. I'll put a break on the one that's digging into the heart of that yellow-haired lass if you do.
I'll accept it.
Are you going to be okay with that?
Vespa appeared next to me and asked. I nodded in response.
An outstanding attitude. Few have managed to withstand my bullets so far.
Tears are still flowing down Ezra's face. The Section 3 fixers died shedding tears. These signs make it evident that the attack is of a psychological nature, whether it's distortion or a psychoment user. Meaning, this won't be a test of physical endurance. It's going to be a matter of willpower.
You look like a smart cookie, but you know that intelligence and strength of will are two different things, right?
His words echo from all over the space. I hear the sound of a bullet being loaded into a gun. I can hear whistles as well. I gave Vespa a look. This is the one and only chance for us to trace the bullet back to its source. I trust Vespa to know the meaning of my sign.
Good. Stay right there.
I was surrounded by darkness. Why is it dark? It's because my eyes are closed. I opened my eyes. In front of me are a group of people, donning dark coats and slaying others with their blades. Their shoes clack on the floor in synchronized motion as they march on, cutting down whatever stands in their way. People resist in vain with edged objects before their assailants, then their tools of self-defense are cut through. Curved scimitars mow down victims like scythes reaping crops. I looked down at my own body. I'm wearing the same black long coat as they are, except mine has a special accoutrement added to it. I looked around, a massive and antique gallery. The marble floor drenched in blood makes a vivid contrast with it. A one-sided massacre. I moved my hand to place it on my forehead. However, it touched the cold mask instead. I'm wearing a mask. Upon being touched, it shows the personal information of the people in long coats, such as their names and age. I rubbed the mask again to turn off the display. Someone approaches me. A person in a dark long coat wearing a golden mask with the symbol of an eye came to me and spoke.
Captain, we secured Enos's family.
How many are they?
4, ma'am.
There could be children among them. My moral judgment holds no meaning, however. I must act according to Diaz's will. There is no need to bother informing myself of unnecessary details. I didn't ask farther about the family members. Their fault is that they were an obstacle to the path Diaz pursued. That is enough reason. Slaughter them. I am Moses. I am captain of the Ujat. Gabe, go take your... Yeah. Ugh. Gosh. Yep, Moses has committed some war crimes, alright.
Old woman war criminal.
Old woman war criminal of the younger days. Boy. Man, being back to waking up at 6 a.m. is... My body feels tired, but I'll get back into the flow of it at least. How are you doing, Glenn?
Doing good.
Or you
My
might
throat's
actually...
My throat's been absolutely annihilating me.
Oh gosh. And I was about to say we might actually start Limbus next week.
I mean,
Your throat will...
I'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine by then.
And is this all dependent on Nomad's schedule?
Yeah, it quite literally fully depends on his schedule.
Because, and we also had to finish Leviathan within the same time frame.
Hi, Gabe. Well, the thing is, Leviathan will take about an hour and so, I think.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Give me one
Hello,
second.
Gabe.
Take your time.
Have you meted the pain away?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I took my pain medicine. I'm supposed to. I think my mic cut me off actually, so I don't think you heard my explanation. I was supposed to take it with food, but I can't cook anything right now, cause that would take like fucking like 20 minutes. And we're midstream.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's
Stravella.
we're probably gonna be done with this. We're reaching. Well, we have 5 chapters to go, I think.
Pain medicine
something
has
like
been
that.
taken.
It's already been done.
As the fate has been sealed, it's better I take it now than wait longer.
Meds taken. Dark Soul
Yes.
font.
Dark Soul font,
Chapter
meds taken.
37 noise. Oh, this is Diaz.
Stummy hurt.
Stubby hurt. Ow. Hang on. Oh my fucking god. What happened? I went from like my usual like mild ass back pain to ugh. Okay, lock in. Old women have back pain too.
Hi, Moses. Good job as always.
Diaz, are you satisfied with the outcome?
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks to you, Moses.
About this last mission I handled, they were actual syndicate members, right?
Is it really necessary for you to know that much detail?
Frigid eyes. I suppose not.
Right. I like your eyes so much, dear.
Followed by an innocent, cheery smile.
You've done a good job today, so let's go out and treat ourselves to some yummy food.
Diaz raised and gave me a chance at life. I was an abandoned child. Diaz was the one who saved me from desolation. She looked after me and educated me. Diaz told me that to think of her as my older sister. I wish to make her dream come true. Who is this child, Elmuth?
Oh god. Numbers.
I mean, Blinn could do this.
Please.
I could do that, yeah.
Yeah.
She will be the 2,142nd agent of the Ujat.
You brought me a useless piece of meat.
It was by Lady Diaz's recommendation.
I suppose the child was pushed here. Fine. I'll teach her.
Are you going to train her yourself, Captain?
If it's what Diaz wants. I'm not sure what Diaz's intentions behind getting this clumsy kid involved in our work are. I don't question her, however. Diaz is my light. Yeah, I thought so immediately.
Hey,
A dull tone, an attitude that utterly lacks politeness. What is it, Ezra?
isn't killing our enemies all we have to do?
Do you have questions about this job?
I heard that work here is all about beating foes to a pulp.
You also want to read books and study.
I don't need stuff like that.
Having a towering physique for her age, the kid said she's a good fighter, if nothing else. The augmentation procedures she received are apparently expensive and prestigious. What is your weapon of choice?
I'm good with any.
How arrogant. You have that much confidence in your own body, huh?
I bet I'm stronger than a shorty like you, at least.
I promptly smacked her in the face. There are virtues that people who shed blood in this business must respect. Ezra swung a fist at me right away. The powerful haymaker audibly rips through the air. However, it won't reach me. I kicked her calf in response. She went down on one knee. A plethora of procedures are available out there, such as augmenting tattoos, nanotech, muscle-enhancing drugs, and prosthetics. I don't know what kind of extraordinary augmentations you have. Ezra stood up and performed a roundhouse kick aiming for my head. I effortlessly dodged her attack and nailed a fist in her chest. The kid winced. But I struck your weak point using less than half of the energy you've spent, making a sound judgment depending on the situation. Whether you're a fixer or a syndicate crook, money won't solve all your problems. I pointed to my head. The head is your most valuable asset. When you think things through, you'll find opportunities to grasp, even in the most perilous of situations. Ezra jumped at me. I tripped her up and she fell on the floor with a loud noise. And remain calm. The head must stay cool at all times. Unable to contain her rage, the kid began throwing punches at random left and right. Each time I dodge, an unsuspecting table or wall ends up taking the blow. Besides, she swung her fist at me with all her might. The clenched fist fiercely draws near me, causing a streaking wind. I cannot get out of its way. I have no need to, rather. I am stronger than you. I stopped Ezra's fist with a single hand and gripped it.
Ugh!
Crack. I could hear the bones in her right hand break. I'm teaching you what you need to know to become a proper member of Ujat. Do you understand? Still indignant, the kid was shedding tears. And next time, call me Captain. Several missions went on. The Ujat agents handled their tasks without any one of them falling behind. They did not question a single thing about their work. I remember the name of every single member of the Ujat. To me, they're my new family. Their respect for me and the sense of fellowship may have played a part in their willingness to carry out preposterous and cruel jobs. Of course, money would be the most important motivation that allowed this office to operate in its unorthodox way, with the exception of me and Ezra.
Captain, are we fixers?
Ezra asked. It seems all the studying gave her a sharp insight. We have all started out as fixers.
I looked it up and found out that Ujat is registered as an office, and I saw that you're listed as I saw that you're listed as its leader instead of Lady Diaz.
She acts as a client, giving us requests. A massive office serving one person. That is what Ujat is.
But in my opinion, what we do is...
Your opinion matters little in this topic. We would seem no different from a syndicate in the eyes of the unaware.
Then what's the point of the line fixers are not meant to cross, Captain? We cross that boundary all the time. I heard that fixers are free to take any requests, though it's mandatory to report the results to the HANA Association.
I nodded. HANA Associations reviews the jobs the fixers handle. It considers promotion or demotion based on those evaluations. We are a grade 1 office.
If that's the case, why won't the HANA Association demote Ujat, let alone expel it?
The wealth Diaz possesses, her unctuous way with words, and her connections. Everything revolves around Diaz. Ezra's eyes were opened. Same as the doubt I feel, Ezra knows that something is off about her job. A fixer isn't supposed... Oh wait, yeah, no, this is Ezra, yeah?
A fixer isn't supposed to kill a civilian who's unwilling to fight.
Diaz doesn't care about such rules. She exploits and eliminates everyone in her way, civilian or not. I get my hands dirty for her sake. Because I believe in Diaz's dream. Diaz's dream. For the sake of that dream, we The unstable trip down memory lane accelerates in fragments. Noises and cries fill the reminiscences. The sounds that call me. The voices that resent me.
Oh god.
Sharpen
Black.
kink.
Suppose I brought new work for you. Oh my god, are we reading this?
I'm glazing over it. I'm glazing over it.
You're reading it.
Do you want me to read it out loud? I can.
No, as in
No,
you're reading it, you're not reading it out loud.
Yeah, this is like internal
Oh,
dialogue
yeah.
type of thing.
This is jumbled
like
noise. It is
nightmare-
jumbled noise.
Yeah.
Aim to be the head. Uh-huh.
You know what, Moses? I aim to be the head. To reach those heights, a pair of wings would be needed.
Uh-huh.
You are. We do.
I won't be your eyes. I opened them. The bullet fell from my forehead and hit the floor. Vespa, I quietly muttered. A yellow light flashed in the distance. The marksman in the mist.
Not bad. He actually withstood the test of my bullet.
The marksman groaned as he spoke. Vespa subdued the marksman and made him kneel in front of me. The bullet aimed for Ezra stopped as well. She's lying next to me, unconscious. A steam-powered rifle. It's similar to Psychoman as Yuria described, but this isn't one. This is a distortion, one that maintains reason, an uncommon type of distortion. Usually distortions twist into a form suited for claiming and expressing their desires in one-dimensional ways. It's unlikely for a human side to remain. However, on rare occasions, distortions may retain their humanity and possess a capacity to plan a way to sate their desires. The sapience does not make them particularly more lethal or dangerous, but it does become a nuisance to deal with. They keep their desires hidden under layers of facade, similar to humans. Even so, it's still possible to figure out the cause of those distortions, as their thoughts are warped and linear nonetheless. I believe there's a fine line between psychomen and distortions of this type. They're at the crossroads between making a step forward to manifesting psychomen and staying as a distortion, if I had to guess. I gave a gnaw at my pipe. Where are the bullets of the thumb? The distortion who introduced himself as the marksman in the mist had a bundle of lenses for a head. A combination of a large lens and smaller compound ones.
Somewhere in this mist. By the by, you're quite the impressive individual, aren't you? It's not often that someone survives one of my bullets.
This guy's like a Metal Gear's a solid ass boss character, I gotta be real.
Yeah, it's the end.
It's the ends, except like every time he shoots you, you have to go into like a lengthy flashback sequence and find your way through it before being able to chase him. This man needs bullets. Seems his gun manifested through the distortion imbues any ammunition loaded into it with his unique properties when they're fired. This is him again?
Oh yeah, that is it. You have what it takes to stay on the right path.
Letting him ramble on and on would be a huge waste of my time. I expired a white breath. The white smoke covered his heads of lenses.
Oh shit.
Yeah, him again.
What is the meaning of this? This smoke of yours tickles quite a bit.
I placed a hand on my forehead. Mental disruption won't work on him. Is this ineffective against sentient distortions in general, or is he the odd one out?
What are you doing here anyway? You don't appear to be a generic henchman of the thumb, judging from your noble willpower.
Will you tell me where you stashed the bullets if I let this talk go on?
I see you're under the impression that this conversation's a waste of your time. Why do you think that? Because you were ordered to retrieve the bullets? But hear me out. Chin wagging will prove me to be a most valuable expenditure of time. Oh, absolutely. It might even be a chance to realize what you want out of life.
This is driving me insane. Even though he has no mouth, I can almost picture one jabbering away when I listen to his babble.
Alright, let's do it this way then. I'll teach you one of these two. The location of the bullets or the secret of this nest. Which one do you want to hear?
What he uttered was rather unexpected. He mentions the secret of this nest. It wouldn't hurt to hear that. Whether or not it's true, there's a sizable possibility that it's not entirely baseless. On the other hand, the whereabouts of the bullets is factual information, and it's what I need at the moment. Location of the bullets.
Ah, you city folk. Alas, you shall find the answer eventually, after circling round and round. The bullets are in the water tank of the building behind you.
There was genuine wistfulness in his voice. I don't mind it as much, though. Even if I had to take a roundabout trip, I can start searching for the answer when I need to. This is Vespa?
Dr. Moses,
What is it?
someone is approaching.
Two shadowy figures approach from the mist. Vespa reaches for his sword. I slapped Ezra's cheeks a few times to wake her up. Ezra, there's no time to be snoozing.
Detective.
Ezra threw her arms around me. The kid must have seen the past too tough to bear. Prepare for combat. The duo revealed themselves. One of them was a person, slightly taller than me. Though he is by no means a tall person, he is wearing the coat of his wife fixer. It's worn and wrinkled. The other was a dog made of steel. It's carrying a crude club on its back. That dog could very well be holding a human brain. Is that the one who's...
who
go
saw
ahead.
our fixers.
He spoke to us. Who are you lots? The short middle-aged man furrowed his brow, apparently baffled by the inquiry. He then took a fixer license out of his coat pocket for us to see. Spy Association, Section 1.
Edgar, a detective from the Major Crimes Unit, Section 1 of the Zwei South.
The Major Crimes Unit of Zwei Section 1. Some high-profile individual we have here. I masticated my pipe.
I want you to hand over that monster and the thumb's ammunition while you're at it.
Edgar drew a cigarette from his pocket.
Putting that aside, that's our crab bro, the taboo hunter is here, huh? That's a rare sight for the southern parts.
Vespa is silently staring at Edgar. This boy in yellow has a reputation, I see. I feel an uncanny tension in the air. This is the marksman?
Well, isn't the atmosphere rather awkward?
The marksman broke the silence.
So, this is the culprit who killed our fixers?
Edgar tilted his chin at the marksman. I maintained silence.
Alright. I want you to stay out of this from now on.
He is oozing with poise.
What are we trying to do with those bullets anyway?
If I confess to his wife fixer that we accepted a finger's request, the outcome will be thorny to say the least.
We just wanted to borrow some of those amazing bullets that the thumb makes.
Ezra hurriedly stepped up.
Really? So we're a group of scavengers looking for some loot to snatch in the aftermath.
An electric sound rang.
What's that ring? You ever heard their conversation?
Edgar puts his ear to the dog next to him. Ezra gulped. His expression turned into a minor scowl.
Is that so?
Edgar threw a cigarette butt into his portable ashtray.
Fixers bribed into doing dirty deeds with a thumb, huh? That changes the story.
Wait, I am Moses the Distortion Detective, and I belong to the Seven Association. These are my assistants Ezra and Vespa.
Forget that. Is it true that you're working for the thumb?
It is, but our lives were on the line in that deal.
The city never runs out short of felonious scum. A fixer affiliated to an association taking work from a syndicate.
This is troublesome. The problem isn't that we're facing a fixer from the Section 1 of an association. The association he belongs to is the issue. Starting a feud with the Zwei fixer who works for the safety of the city is essentially opposing the few remaining upholders of justice in this civic jumble. Although it would take some time, the only option we have is to follow them to a station and give our testimony of the situation. Besides, DSS are back. I presume paperwork won't bother us for long.
Could cuff you and take you to HQ for formal procedures. But I'm a stubborn fool.
Damn it, I don't have a good feeling about this. Ezra looked at me with nervous eyes and shook her head vigorously. She's telling me that our opponent is strong.
Seeing scum like you makes my blood boil. I'd say fixers do anything for money these days, but partaking in the slaughter of innocent people, led by a finger, so that's where I draw the line.
Edgar shook his hands. Then his Canaan companion merged with him, transforming into a suit of metallic armor covering his body. It was as if a shepherd dog assumed an anthropomorphic form.
Rang. It's time for someone to bring justice.
Vespa! A yellow flash clashed the glance flickers of an indigo. This guy's... Dude has a fucking mech suit. A yellow flash clashed against flickers of an indigo hue. The sharp blows make a sound that echoes through the streets. Ezra will escape. Pick this sod up and run. Our best option is to lure him to where Isabel is. Hey, marksman of the mist, was it? Think you can keep him in place? Gabe?
My microphone was muted! God damn it!
I could hold that man, sure, but I could also just end up killing him. Or the bullet might not even work, like how it didn't work on you. It's all in the mind.
I'm forced to make yet another choice.
Look at Vespa right now. Everyone look at Vespa right now.
Oh my gosh.
There he is.
There he is. His updated
Hey, bro.
look.
His updated bit. Yup, that's my guy.
He...
He looks like a sad wet cat.
He
that
looks-
found a fox in the street.
He looks so sad. He looks so sad. This poor man.
I how Moses looked at this guy and was like, damn, you have a mental illness. Welcome to my guy squad.
God, I forgot he was 6.
gets unemployed, meets the worst woman in the city, and then Moses is just like, okay, yeah, you're staying here, but
I'm
just
not
don't fucking pick fights with my other dog.
I'm not sure we'd call Moses the worst woman in the city.
No, Diaz.
Yeah. 6'4". Goddamn.
Tall boy.
Tall boy. Clothes comfortable for agile activities, cinnamon, cars, cacti, syndicates, the thumb in particular. Hello, woman. Why is your image so much smaller in comparison? Age. Making punch cards to play with her prized music box. Eloquence. Birthday, June 1st. Color of gold and... What's the trail off there? Dislikes
War crimes.
dissonant notes, the sound of antiquated machines. Chapter 39, Edgar. Ezra and I were still running. The thunderous roar of our pursuer won't get any quieter, despite our best efforts to escape him. This struggle is filled with the sounds of building walls and the collapse, the sound of swords cutting through the air, and the screeches of metal chafing against one another. Edgar is chasing us, and Vespa is slowing him down. This is Misty Man. Gabe, are you muted again? Oh.
Look, have you still not made up your mind? Just what is the hesitation for? You might be bold on the face of major occasions, but you're quite the reluctant one when it comes to the little things.
Let me shoot him in the face. Let me shoot the guy in the face. He may die. He may also not die. Let me shoot him in the face. Come on. What's the worst thing that can happen besides him dying?
Don't you want to know what happens, like, a little bit?
I want to shoot him, and I cannot stress this enough. In the fucking face.
The marksman in the mist says to me, being carried on Ezra's shoulder. This is not a little thing at all. Edgar comes from the Zwei Association. Anyone with half a brain in this business knows that there are boundaries a fixer shouldn't cross. They're what differentiates you from a syndicate crook. Violating those rules will result in demotion or worse, disqualification from work. However, if we murdered a fixer from Section 1 of the Zwei Association while doing some bidding for the thumb, disqualification would be the least of our concerns. We'd become the target of requests. No, I know better, that despite everything, this can be covered up as long as DS has our back. The shallow sense of justice left in me is repulsed by the thought. Though, that's not either. I'm aware that I've come too far to speak of justice at this point. It all comes down to not wanting to rely on her. DS is deeply intertwined with every problem, from the cause to the solution, and I hate to see myself continually asking her for help. It's a childish and personal reason. How laughable that I brought up righteousness and conscience as a fixer for my first excuse. I love her just being like, I really do not want to have to resort to the capitalistic machine directly. I'd really
Well,
rather not.
Her, like, thought bubble, like, pops up with, like, Diaz's picture, like, slowly fading in, and her face, like, scrunches so fucking hard, like... No, I'm good.
Think you can hit him?
You decided at last, anywhere in the mist, and whomever you want.
With a loud noise, Edgar landed in front of us. His armor was riddled with impacts and slices from Vespa's sword, though none of them appeared to have left any critical damage. He held Vespa by the hair with his left hand.
That's what crap, bro. You're tough, but you lack experience. I can sense your uncertainty in your blade.
Edgar spat as he slammed Vespa to the ground. Shoot him. The marksman in the mist pulled the trigger right on cue. The bullet was aimed for the center of Edgar's forehead. He easily dodged the shot by tilting it to the side.
Using cheap little tactics, aren't you?
Said a deep voice. Then Edgar swung his fist at me.
Detective!
At that moment, Ezra tossed the marksman into the air and stopped that fist with both hands. Another shockwave shook the street. Ezra's arms broke from the overwhelming impact. She coughed up blood and fell on her knees. He clenched his fist and extended his arm once more, an attack with murderous intent. He's trying to kill me with this fist. I kept my eyes open and looked straight into him. His fist did not reach me.
Anywhere and whomever you desire. My bullet circled round and round and eventually reached you.
The bullet struck Edgar's head from the back. It rotates where it landed, to be precise. Just like that, Edgar came to a halt. I caught my breath. It was one of the few moments in my life when I was ready to accept my doom. Ezra, can you stand up?
This isn't a big deal.
The first... Just looking at Snap's arms. The first aid kit in Ezra's dimensional bag should be enough to take care of a broken arm. However, as it is a limited resource, I feel rather hesitant to use it right away. Vespa is unconscious on the ground, wounded and bruised. We should sort this out. Hey, how long does your bullet keep a person frozen?
That depends on the person. You, for one, overcame it with much haste and elegance.
Is it okay to move a person in this state?
No, I don't see it being an issue. Not that I've made such an attempt before.
Ezra can't use her arms due to injury. I tapped Vespa on the cheek a few times to wake him up. He let out a faint groan as his eyes opened slightly.
Have you taken care of him?
For now. Vespa got up, running his hand through his hair. He looked at me, then at Ezra and the marksman in the mist, and finally surveyed the surroundings to get a gist of the situation. This is Vespa?
Get moving
Yeah.
first.
I nodded. Vespa put Ezra on his shoulder and grabbed Edgar at the back of the neck. A small act of revenge, perhaps. The marksman in the mist is plenty willing to follow us without any persuasion necessary. We should get to a good place to rest before we take the ammunition to Isabel.
No. I'm going with you.
Edgar's determined shout echoed through the basement. Then his eyes met mine.
Rang!
This is him again, yep.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. Both you and I are captives, huh? Damn it. What happened back there? The back of my head. Aches like hell.
Detective, thank goodness that guy didn't die at least.
Immediately.
Is that-
Yep.
Is
Yes.
that the Freako? Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Amazing!
Freaked out.
Another who possesses the spirit of steel. How serendipitous of me to witness two people triumph over my bullets in a single day.
I love this guy just being like, you didn't die. Holy shit, that is amazing. Hell fucking yeah, that's
This is
incredibly
fucking
cool.
crazy, man.
Go on your way. Yeah, no, like that's really fucking no, like you go on. If
That's
you
awesome.
if you survived not being shot, you deserve to live. I'm not killing you today. Or any day, apparently. I'm sitting on a crate, watching our tied and restrained Edgar with a smoking pipe pursed by my lips. Ezra and Vespa are waiting for my orders at the back.
You haven't killed me yet, so I reckon there's something you want.
First off, I'd like to clear the misunderstanding between us, Edgar.
If you mean how I mistook you for some small-time lackeys of the thumb, you bet it's cleared. Crystal, congratulations. Killing me wouldn't be a huge step up in your criminal career. You're gonna be real famous among the syndicates. I might even get you a nice little position of the thumb.
I shook my head as I blew out smoke from my pipe. Let me introduce myself once more. I'm Moses, a grade 5 fixer belonging to the 7 Association. My current occupation is a distortion detective.
Distortion detective? Distortions?
My work is to deal with the distortions we encounter in this nest and retrieve them. We crossed paths with the thumb unexpectedly, thus we had no other option but to cooperate.
Did you harm any civilians during your little errand?
No.
Right. Maybe you didn't. Probably thought you couldn't just be on your way after you're done helping the thumb. But you never stopped to think about the lives as of the innocents, and that would be lost into the bullets you've retrieved. That's what I find unforgivable about people like you.
You want to hold us accountable because of that. Why don't you consider the possibility that we might help more innocent and powerless people after the business is settled? Your accusation is just a delusion.
A delusion. Yeah, right. I've said similar things plenty of times in my life.
I inhaled smoke. So you refuse to show any understanding for our situation?
I'll give it a thought when you turn against the thumb.
You seem to think you have the upper hand. You're tied to a chair. Your life is in our hands.
And yet here you are, trying to negotiate with me.
He's an old hand. He must have a rough grasp of our awkward circumstances. What would be your demand if that were the case? Do you want the thumb dead?
Yep.
Fine.
Alright. Then let me hear your side of the story.
We're headed to where Isabel is. Ezra and Vespa are following us, carrying the bullets.
So you're collecting distortions, huh? How many have you caught so far?
I don't think I'm obligated to tell you that much.
I know that distortions have been causing a commotion lately. Not sure if you can just meet them whenever you want.
It's a trade secret. We're about to arrive at the house that the Thumb took over after murdering its previous residents. Isabel and her group greet us in front of the house.
You're back, Miss Moses.
Edgar runs at her as soon as she stops speaking.
Rang!
Edgar's metallic dog once again becomes a suit of armor that covers his body. His ironclad fist struck Isabel's face right away. Imagine just standing there, and then a guy suddenly breaks out his mecha fursuit and just punches you. Like, what the fuck?
And he just pulled a henshin. He just suited up.
Is that Guilty Gear
Bye.
character?
Huh?
No, I don't know who it...
Yeah.
Gotcha. His ironclad fist struck Isabel's face right away. She was slightly knocked back, but retaliated with a knee to Edgar's stomach. The mutual attack created a bit of distance between the two.
What is the meaning of this, Miss Moses?
Isabel asks, spitting bloody saliva. I shouldn't speak with her, destroying the assemblage of the Thumb's members with no room for negotiation. That's the condition Edgar offered. It seems I can't avoid sinking into pits of violence no matter what I do. Ezra, Vespa, will support him. We're facing a capo and 20 soldatos from the Thumb. On our side, we have 2 grade 1 fixers, 1 grade 3 fixer, and 1 grade 5 fixer. And 1 distortion.
And one distortion.
And 1 distortion. Chapter 40, to bring justice. Vespa, you're free to brandish your sword with no constraint this time.
I've been waiting for this.
Akihiko just pops up. I've been waiting for this.
God,
Vespa nodded. I imagine his sword was held back
that's
by...
what therapy.
I imagine his sword was held back by worry when he was fighting Edgar. The boundaries of a fixer are no concern against the Thumb, however. Vespa drew his blade and charged into soldatos without hesitation. We have their ammunition, and as such, they're devoid of the means to stop Vespa and Ezra from approaching them. Edgar is in a scuffle with Isabel. Isabel's brass knuckles collide with Edgar's steel fists, creating noises and sparks that distract my senses. Edgar should be able to handle Isabel on his own if we keep the soldatos occupied. The problem is how the 4 of us are going to take on 20 of them. Ezra, we'll take on 3 and leave the rest to Vespa.
Got it, detective.
I bit my smoking pipe. What I can do is let out 3 forms of breath. Letting a hand with a red breath won't do much against a single soldato. The other options are the white breath and violet breath. Breaking their psyche or tying them down would be a more effective approach. Time will solve this problem. I let out a violet puff. The pipe assumed the form of a whip, and I lashed it at 2 soldatos running towards Ezra. How well I can wield a whip is irrelevant. What matters more is the mental image. I have to picture how I will bind some in clear detail. As I do, the whip wraps around the victims, and purple thorns dig into their skin. Ezra, now!
Okay.
I love that a lot of Ezra's lines are just like one-off things, and it's just like, Gabe having to look away from like art or whatever he's doing, like, okay, right, an Ezra one-liner, hell yes.
Dude, do you want me to be so for real about what I'm doing right now? I am staring forward, my eyes glazed over because I fucking hurt bad.
I am so fucking sorry.
We ball.
It's
Okay.
okay. We're almost done, Gabe.
And
I
it's
too much
literally
chapters.
why I'm still here.
Ezra swung her hammer at one of the immobilized soldados to crush their cranium. She then swung at the other but missed, and they retaliated with the buttstock of their rifle. It turns into a stalemate, dragging on without either side gaining an upper hand. Vespa seemed to be struggling to land fatal blows on the foes surrounding him as well. However, this delay is exactly what we need.
Anywhere and whomever you desire.
Guy is dead-ass talking like an abnormality.
He's slowly becoming one, essentially.
Yeah, the marksman of the mist has finished imbuing the thumb's bullets with his power. His shots hit one target after another. Some manage to react, but the bullets take a torturous route, and find a way to get to them regardless. One by one, they cease movement. The last bullet struck Capo Isabel. This is Edgar?
That's what got me, huh?
Edgar muttered. These thumb crooks are yours to take care of now. The sound of a new bullet hole in a human. The bullets have already begun to pierce those who couldn't overcome the trial. Edgar watches as the soldados fall.
Alright, I'll deal with them my way. What that man you called the marksman of the mist, then?
We'll be taking him. Edgar made a bitter smile. Then he thrust his arm through Isabel's head at a tremendous speed. God!
So it's just me. Or are those bullet holes the same kind as the ones let on the deceased crew from my association?
I placed a hand on my forehead. The corpses of Zwei Association fixers we found in that workshop weren't the doing of the thumb. That was most certainly the marksman's work. The decision I need to make here is clear-cut. I can always procure distortions another time. For that, preserving my life comes first. You can have the marksman. In return, I ask you to stop pursuing us.
Moses, it's hard for me to tell where you stand. You're acting for a single goal with no morals tugging at you. Good or evil. You're the kind of person who would stop at nothing to reach what you want.
Are you speaking the truth? Do you sincerely have...
That's me.
yeah, sorry, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Are you speaking the truth? Do you sincerely have no need of me?
The marksman of the mist shouted from afar. I only need to take care of the task Diaz has entrusted me with. That's all there is to it. The marksman isn't necessary help for this job. My prosthetic arm emits a light.
Dr. Moses?
Hi, Hermie.
I get the gist of your current situation.
It's Han Hee-jun. He's contacted me after all this time. Alright, Blinn. Edgar line.
And I thought communication systems were all busted around here.
Edgar murmured to himself dryly. He must have mixed feelings seeing this kind of technology, given his crew probably had a hard time requesting assistance here.
Lady Diaz says she will have the aftermath cleaned up. I want you to secure the marksman of the mist.
Han Hee-jun has been watching us all along. He's at least seen enough to know the context of the recent events surrounding me. He most likely kept an eye over us when we were being chased by sweepers, and when we were negotiating with the thumb. I'm not even surprised. This is how Han Hee-jun works, and what he said just now is a roundabout way of meaning that we are allowed to kill Edgar. It's an indirect order from Diaz to do so. This is Vespa, I believe.
I'm not going to kill that man.
Like hell you aren't. Oh, well, yeah, wait, this is Edgar.
Yeah.
Like hell you aren't.
Ezra, stop him with all your strength. Ezra threw herself at Edgar as he raised the fist and started running toward me. She barely managed to hold him back with the imperfect psychoment manifested on her body. Her psychoment tends to be brought out in rather heated moments, and I have to be involved in it.
What's up with you, really? Is it money you're after? No. You're motivated by your beliefs. Not the honest kind, though. Your twisted beliefs and nod the things in your wake. And with your half-hearted sense of justice, you spared my life while taking down on the thumb's mooks. But that sense of justice is easily broken as soon as it drags you down. Or maybe your justice was too soft to even break in that first place. You're a band of scum. There's no doubt about that.
This is like betraying a fucking FromSoft NPC. I tensely held my smoking pipe in my lips. As Edgar said, I act according to my beliefs. Atonement, self-consolation. That is the only goal I need to achieve. Nothing else matters. I move purely for this single purpose. I took a breath and let out paleness. Turquoise blue powder covered Edgar.
Detective! Why?
Ezra yelled at me. Thanks for pointing out something I am already painfully aware of, Edgar. I won't kill you for the sake of my scummy beliefs.
Rang. It's time to bring in justice again.
Edgar's armor began to glow, and sparks flew off. It seems he's ramping up the power output of his armor to the maximum. Pushing Ezra away, he bolted forward. His destination isn't me. It's the marksman of the mist he's aiming for. A bolt of blue light dashes across the street. He sprints on all fours, assuming posture reminiscent of a wolf. But he won't reach where he wants to be. The more he runs, the more the turquoise powder buries into his armor. A temporal treadwheel. Edgar's movements slowed to a near complete halt.
Yeah, I thought you'd forsaken me for a moment.
Marksman in the mist descends from the building and comes running. Ezra is looking at me with tears in her eyes.
You're such a liar, Detective!
Vespa sheaths his swords and walked to us. The situation had been handled somehow.
No, I can't stop here.
A lens was shattered, sending shards of glass flying into the air. The sound of it came afterward. Edgar's fist had smashed the head of the marksman. It happened all too suddenly. No one present could possibly expect or react to this. His movement unfolded before my eyes in slow motion, as if all of it were crystallized within a frozen sliver of time, a mere fraction of a second. He thwacked Vespa's sword with a backhand just as he tried to draw it. The sword was pinned into the ground along with its hilt. Then his left fist struck Vespa in the chest.
Hey Moses, what did I tell you? I said it's time to bring justice. I won't let you get away scot-free.
Could this be the side effect of the pale breath? It seemed as though Edgar soared momentum while his movement was halted. I have never encountered this kind of situation before. There's nothing Ezra or I can do at this distance. Is this your definition of justice? Killing people left and right? Do you think you're bringing about justice by murdering whoever seems guilty enough to you?
Oh, I do, ma'am.
Edgar grabbed me by the neck and lifted me upward. His grip is iron. It feels like he could tear apart my throat at any moment. Even this likely isn't the full extent of his strength. Ezra grapples his arm and kicks him to no avail. He won't flinch at all.
The marksman of the mist is dead. The thumb's crooks are slain. You know who we are, actually.
Oh, wait, I think this is...
Oh, wait, no,
yeah,
that's
this
you.
yeah, I'm reading ahead. Marksman of the Mist is dead. The Thumb's crooks are slain. You know who we actually are, too. What reasoning do you have left, then? Butchering fixers out of mere spite.
Think running your mouth will save your life.
I believe I'm describing the situation as it is. What you're doing at the moment is no better than the Syndicate's behavior.
Fucking hell, Rang, I know!
Edgar threw me to the ground.
I'll remember you, Moses the Distortion Detective, and your assistants, Ezra and Vespa. I'll be in charge of every damn thing you do in this nest.
God damn. Man literally broke through fucking time stop. Chapter 41. Hotel Larriere. I activated the prosthetic arm. We failed to secure the marksman of the mist.
That's a shame, Doctor. Well, it's alright. Please continue with your work. And it's getting late, so you might want to look for lodging first.
There is no ill will or reproach in his voice. To him and Diaz, this is but a small detriment. I doubt they actually thought it was a shame at all. Ezra is upset with me, and Vespa is feeling powerless. We're a complete wreck. We're walking back to our vehicle, dragging ourselves along like soldiers returning home from defeat. Whatever the case, we need the van Diaz gave us to retrieve Distortions. Ezra, I had to take the option with the highest chance of success.
So you're gonna use that blue breath every time, Detective?
No, only when it's necessary, and that was one of those cases.
Still!
None of us had any other means to stop Edgar. That was the reality. Ezra was weak. Even though she has Psychoment, power she can't fully control is still a weak power. Vespa is silently following us, staying out of the conversation. Remember, Vespa, our goal isn't strength or vengeance. All we should do is find and retrieve distortions.
And that isn't for your personal satisfaction, I imagine.
Correct. We reached our car. It's thankfully safe and sound. It was provided by none other than Diaz, after all. I suppose it's time to get back on the road of collecting distortions. The sun is setting. I suppose we ought to look for a place to stay the night, and with the funds Diaz gave us, we could book a 7-star hotel. However, whether a proper hotel is still up and running in this nest is another question entirely. Either one of you have a place you want to stay at? Ezra, give me a map of the L-Corp's nest. Ezra hands me a wrinkled piece of paper after rummaging through a dimensional bag. It's a basic map that shows major facilities located in the nest. It lists restaurants, accommodations, and such. The problem is that it's hard to tell where we are in this mist. That is, if we didn't have the prosthetic arm to specify our coordinates. I tapped the arm a few times to display our current location and superimposed it over the map. We're currently quite far from the center of the nest. Quality amenities and accommodations are easier to find near the center. Hotel Larriere. At least there is a 4-star hotel close to us. It looks like it'll take half an hour to get there by car. Even in a nest whose wing has fallen, people still live on and services are provided. Fixers and syndicates still remain as well. People find ways to carry on with their lives, whether by hiring fixers or submitting to syndicates. However, might is more dominant than ever in such places. When residents run out of money, the fixers will stop providing protection and leave. The nest will gradually become deserted as people begin to leave as soon as they're ready to. And there's no guarantee that someone who once lived in a nest can migrate to another nest. Each nest issues migration permits differently. For some, the only remaining option at that point would be the backstreets. I imagine the luxury of the nest life won't let them easily adapt to the backstreets. This is not a matter of possibility, though. It's about survival. It might be difficult to even find a decent area to settle in. On the way to the hotel, we face several small-time syndicates. Those attempting to rob us of our cash and vehicle. Those trying to intimidate us for their own survival. We treat them with blades or outrun them before continuing on our road. It's a bitter drive. I gnawed on my pipe as we went along. This is just their no-good, very bad day. They got roped into having to do a job for a syndicate, the Thumb no less. They had to run into a guy who can fire anything and make you experience flashback trauma. And then a vigilante mecha furry. Like, man. Here we are, Hotel Larriere. This is Vespa, and this is Ezra afterward.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's in business.
We'll find out once we get in, Junior.
After exiting our vehicle in the parking lot, we headed to the main gate of the hotel. Greetings.
Oh, shit. All of us. All
Well,
of us.
Gabe,
Yeah, that's
Gabe,
a new one.
Gabe, I was going to spare you needing to do more work. If you want to, go ahead.
Mine snaps at you.
Greetings, esteemed guests. My name is Root, the manager of this hotel. Would you like to check in, or are you here to assault us? I'll have you know that our hotel has a contract with an office employing multiple grade 1 fixers, so I suggest that you want to stay out of trouble.
Honestly, valid. That's a very valid thing. It's like, hello, are you here to stay or cause trouble? We are ready to fucking go to town with you if you're ready to cause trouble.
There's a shotgun right behind this right behind the counter, but I'm not done. But don't worry about it.
Hey. What's the goddamn, hey, have you ever heard of Chekhov's gun? That gun's called Chekhov. I dare you to see what it means. We'd like...
There's a singular artillery logic round loaded into this gun.
Don't worry about it.
We'd like to check in.
May I have a look at a piece of identification from your group's representative, then?
I handed over my fixer ID card. The manager began to write down the info into the guest list.
Miss Moses, a grade 5 fixer. You must have come a long way from the northern side. The warp train must have cost a fortune, no? I hope you haven't brought along any serious headache. Oh shit, sorry. I hope you haven't brought along any headaches as serious as the distance you had to travel.
You're making this long. Are you always this inquisitive about your guests' business?
Please understand, as you know, the current circumstances of this nest are rather chaotic.
Do the rates include breakfast too?
Ezra hesitatingly asked.
Yes, but of course, well, not as good as before. We still serve delicious meat pies and tomato juice.
That is all you got to work with, yeah.
That's all
I
I
heard,
got.
I heard meat pies. I just immediately thought of the fucking the dumb cannibal shit in District 23.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not like that.
Probably.
I'd like to request that the others provide their IDs, please. We used to check only the person representing each party, but as I said, recent circumstances have made the procedures more thorough.
Ezra and Vespa handed over their fixer IDs as well.
Miss Ezra, a grade 3 fixer, and a grade 1.
The manager's pen stopped for a moment. Perhaps he realized that we might be above what his hotel can handle. It's possible that he lied about having a contract with an office. We won't cause any trouble. We'll leave as soon as the morning breaks.
Who the fuck? I don't remember.
Trouble,
It's
huh?
been a minute.
You never know until the night passes, isn't that right? A voice came from behind. Hotel Laria has quite a bit of legacy. It's even partnered with the Hana Association. Even though it doesn't guarantee immediate safety, it's solid enough to screw over the lives of fixers like you. A hotel that signed a contract with an association. If a fixer causes injury or damage for no good reason, the Hana Association will investigate and punish them according to the course of events and severity of the case. Causing a scene in a venue partnered with an association can be grounds for additional punishment. The offender may be bombarded with penalty points that will accelerate demotions and disqualification. I'm Rusk, leader of Rusk's office. I've been staying here with my crew. Vespa turned around to carefully scan the person. If what the manager said is anything to go by, this man must be a grade 1 fixer, and other fixers from his office are probably somewhere in this hotel. Now then, since we probably know what we could do to each other, you're going to entrust your weapons to me. Vespa knit his brow. Ezra held her dimensional bag tightly.
Detective.
Manager, will Rusk office keep us safe during our stay?
Most certainly. If you're not a fan of this method, I kindly advise you to seek another lodging.
You're aware that people of our caliber can easily create a ruckus unarmed, aren't you?
It's still the job of the manager to do anything to minimize risks. How many rooms would you like?
This is such a fucked situation. It's like... This is such a funny situation. It's like... government has completely collapsed around us in the area that we are in. Breakfast is served at 6 a.m. Please hand over your weapons. Yes, I understand you can punch you could punch someone's head clean off. I understand. This is what we got to work with, okay? Come on. Play nice here.
Please be so fucking patient.
3 of the best rooms you've got.
Here are the keys to room 501, room 502, and room 519.
My brain's short-circuited, sorry.
Our staff will guide you to a unique room that you won't see in the other hotels, Miss Moses. Consider it a special service.
Why, thank you.
3 suites for 1 night. That'll be 2.45 million on in total.
That's approximately 800,000 on per person per room. The price is more or less understandable as it costs a fortune to hire offices and maintain contracts with associations. I nodded in approval, and Ezra paid the fee with cash in her bag.
And now we'd like you to turn in any weapons in your possession, please.
Vespa unbuckled his belt.
Mr. Rusk, I expect things to get seriously messy if you so much as leave a scratch on my blade.
Vespa warned in a low voice. That's up to your attitude, I suppose. Rusk glared at Vespa with bleary eyes.
Baby B, that's not how you ask people nicely.
Ezra chimed in. This is Ezra?
Please take good care of this bag and that pal's weapons. They're super duper precious to us.
I can keep the smoking pipe, can't I? I'll make sure to smoke outside. This is the manager?
Mr. Rusk, please examine that pipe to ensure that it has no capacity to kill. Miss Moses, maybe trouble you for a second if you don't mind.
I passed my pipe to Rusk. That's an expensive-looking pipe. He inspected the smoking pipe from several different angles. I found no problems with it, Mr. Root. The manager nodded.
Have a comfortable night's rest then.
Moses smirks. They didn't know that my pipe can manifest into several different weapons if I smoke it right. It's like, how the fuck are we supposed to know that, man? This is an Is this a smoking pipe or is it a weapon of war? It's a good pipe, ma'am.
Look inside pipe, it's a weapon of war.
We followed the hotel clerk into the elevator. Ezra and Vespa went to their designated rooms. Mine is room 519, located at the end of the corridor. The clerk explains a few things on the way.
Breakfast is provided from 6 until 9 in the morning, and
Are there many guests?
there are more visitors than you might think. Many guests have checked in to stay here long term as well.
That's fair. This may be a safer option than a common residence in a fallen nest. Although the price of a single night's stay will be more expensive than the monthly rent of a backstreet dwelling. For a hotel that has seen an increase in the number of guests, it doesn't seem very populated. I haven't seen anyone other than us.
I guess it's because it's late evening. Anyway, here we are, room 519. It's one of the proudest rooms that the hotel area has to offer.
The clerk opens the door for me, and I slowly walked into the room. As soon as my entrance was made, I'm struck by the thick stench of blood. Oh, hell. Oi! I quickly turned my head to see the door slam shut in my face.
Enjoy your night, my lady.
A creepy voice came from the other side of the door. That social call does not bode me a good evening. I bit into my pipe to ready myself, looking into the room. Around 20 people are facing the wall. Blood vessels extend from the back of their necks and converge into one spot. An old woman sits on a leather sofa at the center of the room, connected to those 20 veins. A distortion. It's a blood fiend. Blood fiends. Right.
I
Like,
like how that took you a sec.
I had to
So
think.
now we're talking about Bloodfiends.
Right. Okay. Understood.
So I'm gonna get back to this in a bit. Anyway,
I bid you welcome, Moses. I am Laria, the owner of this hotel. Perhaps it is no coincidence. Look, the moment that they mentioned meat pies and tomato juice, I'm like, that don't sound right. Bad combination. Bad combination. Bad vibes. Bad vibes.
Complicated.
Yeah, the owner of this hotel. Right. Tomato juice. Perhaps it is no coincidence that you've arrived here in front of me. Damn it, Han Hee-jun. There's a blood fiend in the hotel we randomly picked from the map. You got to have planned this from the beginning, calculating our routes. Unless this really was just an unfortunate turn of events. This really is a series of unfortunate events. I still can't help but be skeptical of him, considering his track record. Creatures of the night. Vampires. Blood fiends. A stereotyped form of distortion similar to merfolk. An incarnation of hunger based on psychological thirst. Various stories of blood fiends would be told, ranging from urban legends to stars of the city. I'm reminded of the once infamous Blood Red Knights. I exhaled a red breath. The pipe assumed the shape of a red sword, which I pointed to the blood fiend. Why did I choose to voice this girl? I don't know. Gabe, would you rather voice Granny Vampire?
A fascinating hue. It's the blood imbued in it that emanates such crimson light.
As the blood fiend waved her hands, the blade melted into wine-colored smoke and dissipated.
Moses, could you take a moment to listen to what this old lady has to say?
The woman lifted her arm and waved her hands, raising a red chair next to me. I have no choice but to take a seat.
That day, ever since the Pillar of Light illuminated the city, the times have been changing.
I held my pipe in my mouth again. We really...
So remember when I... say... What a fucking point they chose not to continue at.
Uh-huh. This is the final chapter, isn't it?
Sniles so neatly. Anyway.
Blood
Everyone
fiends.
loves Moses.
The Blood Red Knights. A star of the city that made its mark a few years ago. Right, I was gonna say, too, I'm like, didn't this come about before... Didn't this come about before the, White Knights and Black Days?
We'll talk about it later.
The Blood Red Knight, a star of the city that made its mark a few years ago. known for randomly kidnapping people from the back streets and the Nesta Lake, who would later be found as corpses robbed of all internal organs. Those corpses would then come to life and wander, looking for the next victim. The eastern and northern sides of the city trembled in fear of her for quite some time. From an urban myth to a legend, from a legend to a nightmare, and soon enough she rose to be a star. Multiple associations. Right, I was gonna say, I'm like, Eileen was Eileening it up before that stuff happens. Multiple associations and offices joined forces to study the star, reveal its true identity, and ultimately slay it. Our office was part of that collaborative effort. Though, looking back, it's embarrassing to say that we contributed at all. I never got to see the Blood Red Knight in person, and the closest encounter I had was the corpse of a person killed by one of the walking bodies. We were never included in the major missions. I lacked experience as a distortion detective at that time, and it probably didn't help that my response to the situation wasn't the most professional. Several offices tackled the menace, but she would elude them every time, only leaving them with living corpses to take care of. Those that most likely did face her were later found dead more often than not. Alas, the brighter a star is, the earlier it burns out. In the end, Charles's office eliminated the Blood Red Knight with flying colors. Hey, Charles' office mention.
Lala.
After that case, I began to study more about Bloodfiends in my free time. Wait, also, like, Eileen didn't die. Not Eileen. Elena didn't die, right? She managed to get away.
She did. She just went into hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed like she died, pretty much.
Yeah, to Roland and Angelica, it seems like she died.
Yeah. After that case, I began to study more about Bloodfiends in my free time. I encountered a few of them, whom I managed to repel or resolve. I was about to say, I'm like, did Roland ever have a thing about recognizing Elena? I don't think Elena would have recognized Roland, except Argalia probably would have told her, but checks Elena into the library, yeah. After that case, I began to study more about Bloodfiends in my free time. I encountered a few of them, whom I managed to repel or resolve. The impression I got is that every one of them possessed formidable power, whether or not they were of sound minds. The ones lacking rationality demonstrated explosive physical strength and tenacity, driven by raging thirst. Those with reason behave in clever and cunning ways until they're cornered, at which point they will result to inhuman strength out of desperation. All because of their thirst. There is one thing they strongly crave: blood. It's far from the desire for a good meal. To them, blood isn't something they satiate their gluttony. It's a crystallization of desire. They treat blood like how we treat money. Only that while money is a means for us to afford various desires, blood is a purpose in itself to them. Similar to how humans often become conniving and vicious for money, blood fiends are obsessed with blood and will go to any lengths to consume blood in their own ways. What worries would you actually have, other than ways to claim more blood for yourselves? I huffed out smoke. The old woman smiled a bitter smile.
Maybe so, maybe so. Even since the Pillar of Light was fired up, our family had been under threat like no other.
Family? Is that supposed to be some kind of roleplay?
We had to form a community, so to speak, to live long and quiet lives as veins stretched into the night. We used to spend our days in peace, although there were a few imbeciles such as Elena.
Lena mentioned.
However, after the light was cast, a colony outside of our control emerged.
In other words, new blood fiends showed up.
Precisely. They're just like us. However, those newborns are unaware of our rules, and neither do they know how to control their powers.
Rules? Are your rules there to endorse trapping people in hotels and sucking the blood out of them?
Those people won't even remember what happened by the next day. I merely take an adequate amount of blood from them in return for ensuring their safety. We had been living moderate lives until we were faced with this trial. The purity and pedigree of the elders are put to a test.
Your distortions. I don't know about purity, but you can't have any pedigree.
Distortions, you say? Moses, the Distortion Detective. She who sees the twisted minds of people.
How do you know that I can see distortions? How did you expect my arrival?
A good friend of yours informed me.
That sod haughty June must have leaked it out.
That fellow is more supportive of you than you might think.
Anyway, that should make this conversation easier. Distortion is essentially a disease of the minds. You're nothing special. Distortions that follow a set pattern are especially plain. In that sense, your type is obvious. You're far from the trickiest distortions to handle.
We're unique in that we have a bloodline. From the moment we received blood in a certain mansion, our echo was linked, and a lineage was formed. We have lived in the dark since long before the distortion phenomena your kind has recently been blathering on about. We had been fighting for our lives.
Fight. Who is your enemy then?
Your kind, of course. Intentionally or not, we're bound to cross paths with fixers and syndicates due to our nature. We set up rules in order to survive. We decided to settle in each nest and district. That way, we wouldn't invade each other's territories. To uphold this balance, we have to put our kin to rest until the population of each district is small enough.
You mean there are 24 more elders like you out there? One for every district. This... Limbus Company is going to be really interesting once we get to the conto about that one character, huh?
Yes, and now my position as one is being threatened. The newborns are jeopardizing the balance.
Seems to me that your balance wasn't all that firm, if even before that it couldn't stop the Blood Red Knight from showing up.
The Blood Red Knight. If you're talking about Elena, concede that she was our mistake. She's an embodiment of violence, one that even we had little success in calming. I worry that more of such incidents might happen.
Genuinely, that is the one spoiler I know about Limbus Company. People could not be normal about that reveal.
I'm so fucking sorry because that's one of the best reveals.
I don't know the
Yeah.
context of the reveal, I just know it's a...
Keep the context out of your mind as hard as humanly possible.
Right, I only know that it's a thing because people could not be normal, and also like I got the ID, so like
Well, yeah.
I got the ID that's associated with that, so like I was already like, oh hey,
I will mandatorily tell you to skip that story if you uptie it. You can't read it yet. Just flat, you can't read it yet.
oh like there's story beats on there's story that you can read on every ID, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
uptie 3 and ID, you get like a little story beat from
G-
them.
gotcha.
You're banned from reading that story. You're just flat
Understandable.
banned until you become
But yeah, like that is the only spoiler I know about Limbus Company. It makes sense of all the spoilers. It makes sense it would be the one spoiler. Let's be real. People could not be normal about. People could not be normal about a woman.
Is a spoiler or not. Don't worry.
Oh, what was that?
We'll tell you if an uptie has spoiler story or not, so don't
Okay.
worry.
But yeah,
'Cause
like
some of them are just fucking whatever.
of
Some
anything
of them,
I'd be spoiled on. This is the one thing that would like it's the one thing that would have most likely happened. It's unfortunate, but yeah. By the time we get to the Limbus Company, I'm just not going to be thinking about it too much because like yeah, no, the context is more important.
you'll be in it.
Yeah,
You'll
I'll be in it. Right. Do all the employees of this hotel know that you're a blood fiend?
Only Root does.
So, who is this supposed menace that's threatening your seat?
Rusk.
The fixer hired by the hotel.
Yes, keeping my enemies close to me means that it is easier to deal with them.
So you're saying that Rusk is trying to remove you and take your throne. You can only see an ordinary level of distortion from him. A blood fiend's eyes are red. Having red eyes... This is like another thing too. Honestly, man, there is a timeline. There is a timeline where I would have like looked at them and been like, huh, your eyes are that color. Weird, interesting, okay. Doesn't necessarily mean it, but like there is a timeline where that could have happened, and everyone would have been like, yeah.
Read this paragraph.
Having red eyes doesn't automatically make one a blood fiend, but the red-eyed trait is an invariable part of all blood fiends. Eye color alone does not serve as a definite distinction, especially since eye augmenting procedures are commonplace in the city. Most eyes equipped with combat assisting features emit red hue, like the rabbits, yeah. However, I can tell the eyes of a blood fiend apart from those. The greater the longing for blood is, the deeper and clearer the red will become, exuding a certain scent. A well of blood can be seen splashing inside their pupils. I could not observe such traits from Rusk's eyes.
He only reveals that side in his sleep. That might be why you couldn't see it.
Why not strike him first while he is awake?
Were I to fatally injure him, his instincts of self-preservation would awaken his inner beast then and there. It is no use for me to meddle in and make matters worse.
What's stopping Rusk from killing you right away?
He isn't aware yet. He knows not of the fact that I am here, or that I am in charge of this area. Your friend told me that the Distortion Detective is currently on a mission to collect distortions. I don't wish to resolve this through violence. I want you to take him with you.
You sound rather reluctant to stain your hand with blood for someone who loves to drink it.
Rusk and all the fixers from their office are Bloodfiends,
Oh, all of them.
although Rusk himself isn't aware. He turned them all into his kith and kin in their sleep. Or perhaps I should say subordinate entities, as you would put it. I've told you everything you need to know. I'll leave the rest to the professional.
The old woman waved her hands. I was then sucked out of the room and ejected into the corridor. If what Laria said is true, then the organizational capabilities of Bloodfiends must far exceed my imagination. I'll need some time to reformulate my understanding of the modus operandi of this species. I shook off the dust from my body and stood up. At least the direction of this matter is in my hands. I can choose to neutralize Rusk, or I can subdue Laria instead, the lady who is one for this hotel.
We're done!
Oh, that's not terrible. That's
It's a pretty crazy cliffhanger for them to put you on, but
it's not
you made it.
terrible, but it does. Man,
it's so painful.
I love that there's not
Can you
even.
imagine
I love that
watching
there's.
this come out and waiting for the next.
I love that there's not even anything being. No, there's not even an explanation.
No, they do it separately. Where they're like,
Like they
"Sorry,
could have
guys."
had the next chapter be like, "Hey, guys, we need to not. We're having too much fun, and we want to be able to do this as its own thing."
You made it. You know a little more about Bloodfiends, and you know how Elida is just like, we don't fucking like that one.
We don't like that one. That one.
What,
That's my favorite
what
thing.
the fuck's our problem?
That one's
That's so
unhinged.
funny.
We
That
we
was
had
my
we.
favorite thing learning about.
Oh, yeah,
It's so funny.
that is fun. But yeah, because Blinn, you were blind to this too. So yeah, you got to learn that.
Well,
It's
no,
just like,
I was aware about the fact that other Bloodfiends did not like Elena.
yeah.
They hate her ass. They're like, what the fuck's her problem?
We had a good thing going for us. We had class. And then that motherfucking bitch shows up.
So I'll iterate on this later, but Elida sucks. But it's very funny. Now you made it! Congratulations! What do you think about my favorite characters ever? Holds up microphone.
Fucking Distortion Detective game can't come soon enough, man.
Literally!
It's,
Detective's not fucking good.
I'm just like, okay, I have Of the Devil in one hand. I need Distortion Detective to fill the other, please.
I would like the Distortion Detective VN to come out.
Like,
if you're hearing this.
I don't know how you can make, like, you don't I don't know how you'd make you'd have to make action gameplay like one side of it, right? I don't know how you have the actual detective gameplay like go because what you're solving are the distortions, right? But once you get to L Corp's nest, that's where I'm like, how do things go from there? You don't really have
It's just
cases that you can solve. What was that, Gabe?
I said that shit's too freeform. Unemployed baby B. True. I love Vespa.
Vespa's very neat. Yeah.
He's so fucking funny.
Like I read that line and I can hear the vein popping in his fucking skull.
Right? The like
The fucking like a really tight grip on the fucking steering wheel, like oh.
Do not fucking call me that.
equivalent thing to fucking Virgilius's veins popping, but like totally different energy.
With Virgilius, that's stress. That is just pure stress.
God, Gabe, you're gonna let me link you the VOD. You're gonna have so much fun.
Yippee!
I have to put in the credits for
I'm so glad I got to voice fucking Ezra. That's my fucking Googie. I love her. She's the best. She's
Ezra's-
awesome.
Ezra's-
Moses is the best.
Ezra's very good. Ezra's very good. Yeah. Um,
I had a lot of fun voicing Vespa. honestly.
Yay! I'm so glad you like Vespa. I had a feeling you'd like him. My plan, my nefarious plan to get my friends into Distortion Detective has worked.
Also, I need to fucking point your guys' attention real quick to a piece of fan art from Lob that I found, and it's very entertaining to me.
I also like it's really good. I enjoy this being like really good backgrounds food, and that's I really like it for just being good background material. Also, Gabe, there's Leviathan for you.
Yippee!
Especially to look through the art and stuff because it's so funny. The manhwa's half of it is us just being like, oh my god, look at how fucking stressed Virgilius is. Like, if the entire manhwa was actually just done in like was just a light novel, we would have had a thing of we would have had like the line I put my I put my pipe to my mouth and smoke, like from Moses repeating verbatim constantly, as Virgilius just being like, Virgilius clenched his vein popping hands. We would have just had that line
Virgilius clenched his fist.
continually. Oh my gosh. You can point out all the Distortion Detective and Leviathan. I mean, Leviathan references aren't gonna be hard to miss. I gotta be fucking real. Oh my
No.
god. Oh my god.
Speaking
Like,
of,
I
actually need to go throw a song real quick into the Project Moon reading playlist.
I was really curious to see, like, we've gotten to that, right? We only have 5 chapters of Leviathan left, so we're gonna do Hermie. I think you had to. I'm not sure if you watched to the VOD or not.
He was there at the beginning, but then he had to leave.
Yeah, they had to leave. Yeah. So we're finishing Leviathan and going right into Limbus Company as part of the same stream.
Yeah, and then just jumping immediately into Limbus.
We debated it, and it's like we have an hour left with the pacing of those chapters. We have an hour left. And Nomad is a very fickle piece to get scheduled alongside Gabe. So what we decided is like, all right, we're just gonna do it as one go. We could not power through on Monday because, like, look, I already felt bad with how much I was taking up time, and like it was Labor Day and everything. I'm like, we need to cut it at the 4-hour mark, so we did. People needed to get food anyways. I needed to get food. So yeah, Limbus Company probably starts next week. Knock on wood. Relies entirely on Nomad's schedule. Entirely dependent on Nomad's schedule. But Limbus Company potentially next week.
Alright, I have added the song into the reading playlist.
Actually,
I will say...
yeah, you said there's a specific point that I should be playing at. A specific point that I should be playing at.
Don't listen to it beforehand.
Yeah.
Gabe, I will link you what it is. You probably understand what it is.
I know.
I
know exactly what it is.
I had to look for a specific video that didn't show off anything.
I mean, I just have.
This is what I put in Gabe.
Yup, I knew it.
The character promo trailers. Do I have to? They're necessary material, I guess, but I wasn't.
They're not necessarily like needed, but they do give really good insight into the characters.
They're fun.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like especially for like some of the more enigmatic one, like let's say Yi Sang or Faust.
Right. Yi Sang is our identity boy, isn't he? Right. Uh-huh.
May have.
He is absolutely showing up by the end of Leviathan. Okay. His name has been mentioned multiple times in Leviathan. I'm like, I forget. That's a guy. I know that's a guy in Limbus Company. I forgot if he's a party member or not. I'm like, oh wait, no. Yeah, right. He is a party member. Yeah.
Certain Frenchmen's one specifically, nodding sagely. Yup.
Or so.
Like, okay. So, addendum, because I don't want this to become Silk Song Tomorrow type meme. Because there's a very good chance that Nomad doesn't end up being able, like, having a day off next week or something that works with Blinn more likely than Gabe. Because Gabe's schedule works plenty well.
As long as you tell me the week before, I can, for the most part, adjust.
And
but
we
less dire circumstances,
we
sure.
ideally we know by tomorrow what his schedule is. If if the place gives him good schedule, if the place gives him good heads up, and that's part of the fucking problem is that his place sometimes doesn't give him good heads up.
My old
No,
job was
don't.
like that, and I quit. Dude, I
Gabe-
went back.
Gabe, he's
continue.
working at Wendy's currently.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
I'm
yeah,
aware.
yeah, right. Like that. My fucking god, it's so. I'm like, man. Oh, I hate that. I hate that extremely.
I went to my fucking old workplace, and I was like, "So how is everything?" And my coworker immediately like just started gossiping about how dog shit it is, how there's like new hires but they don't have hours, how everyone's struggling, how the store is like fucking fighting for its life.
The number of
I
times,
was like, "Damn,
yeah, I heard the same situation from my old work.
that's crazy."
Like, man, I gotta be honest, I think the fact that it ended on the topic of Bloodfiends, especially, like, if it went into some new topic, that would have been one thing, but it ended on the topic of Bloodfiends, like, okay, that's interesting, and I know that Limbus will touch up on this. Again, I'm sorry that I know the thing. Thankfully, once we start Limbus and we are, like, going through things, I instead get to have the thing, I'm like, huh, I'm gonna probably be looking out for signs, if anything.
Like,
Vinny,
to be fair, with you getting spoiled about Bloodfiends,
you don't even know.
Like, that was completely out of your control.
Rennie, you don't even know. I'm not saying anything.
Oh, I mean,
else.
yeah, no,
You
like,
don't know,
that's the
but I
one,
know.
that's the one thing I know. We're, like, 8 contos in this, right, and about
Oh,
to be
you
at 9
fucking wish.
contos. That's the...
You fucking
You're
wish.
in. And even then, the first 2 are, like, the shortest.
Yeah, I imagine, because they're
The first
gearing
2
up.
are kind of crumb.
Do you want to know what I'm...
kind of gearing you in.
Do you want to know what I'm very excited about? The fact that I can play the game without having to stream it because it has just side content.
Yeah, you could do dailies and shit.
I can just
and
play
you
the
could
game.
do-
I can
yeah,
just
you
play
could
the
do your
fucking
mirror
game.
dungeon. You could just grind for things. It's awesome.
Like, I couldn't do that with the Library of Ruina while going through it because everything is everything is
there
stuff.
was small bits of Ruina that you could have done, like the general receptions.
The general receptions, but I also felt that was still part of the experience a little bit, seeing blind and everything. I imagine people are going to be okay with me not seeing
doing dailies and shit.
Imagine people would be okay with me going into the mirror dungeons and such, and like not like, well, maybe do some here and there, but I don't know. Especially given that there's a good chance that this will not be able to be a weekly thing, much as I'd like it to be. I mean, actually, I can just easily stream mirror dungeons and that'll be fine. But, like, it's most likely due to the fact of how Nomad scheduling is right now. Toast and I both being... Is Toast still a student, or did Toast finish his work, his school stuff?
I'm not entirely sure. With him living with Nomad now, I
have to
so.
imagine he finished this thing, yeah. But yeah, Toast and I, Toast and Nomad are in a situation. I'm in a situation. Gabe is doing pretty okay.
Yeah,
Dude, I've hit my like chill arc.
Gabe's
man.
doing
I've
pretty
gone
okay.
through,
Gabe's
like,
working.
maybe-
Go ahead.
I've gone through like maybe the worst 4 or 3-ish years of my life. I'm fucking coasting, baby.
You are busy as fuck, but you're able to get your time where you need it. It's just we're now in a spot where I have to be very careful with when I busy you up with things.
Yeah, you need this is like a fucking raising sim. You need to like do this appropriately, because if you overstress me, I will just die like a fish.
Yeah, like I'm currently playing Claire Obscure on the side and doing like side stuff, which is great. Because I'm like, all right, I need to make sure when we do the last Claire Obscure stream, it is the last Claire Obscure stream. Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm just gonna do a bunch of stuff.
Being nice to me last time.
Well, like, we reached the point where we're like, Gabe, you could have told me that like an hour ago and left, fam.
I like realized that we were in for like the side content stream, and I was like, man, I can't.
Well, the thing is, I would have felt like we still probably had a good 2 hours probably. I did not feel comfortable pushing you through even those 2 hours if we focused to finishing up the story. But yeah, no. Yeah, can't believe we're actually gonna be able to start Limbus Company. Which means I need to make a new starting soon screen. It's time for a new starting soon screen. I will have that ready for the Limbus Company stream.
Oh fuck. Oh shit, I haven't. Oh god. Oh, I gotta start doing art again.
Are you also wanting to do a Limbus fit for yourself?
Dude, I've been. What do you mean?
I don't know.
Fucking day one, baby.
I really want to
I've had,
commission you at some point.
I have like a vision in my mind.
I feel-
Please don't commission me. I have so many commissions I need to get through. If I start thinking about it, I'm gonna like cry.
I feel the place that we got to in Leviathan also has just made me all the more excited. Like, we stopped at the perfect point of Leviathan, I think, where I'm just like, it became
We just
so
got back to Virgilius's point of view.
it became so readily apparent. The moment that things started happening, I'm like, oh, this is I didn't realize this is so critical. Making a video on how I got into Project Moon series is gonna be so fucked up because I now have to be like, yeah, you could just start Limbus Company.
However,
Oh my god, there's so much stuff that you'd be missing if you start Limbus Company. Oh my god. Like,
you're
the
gonna be missing
whole-
out on the context of why Virgilius is the way he is.
You're missing out on the context of why Virgilius is the way it is, how that fucking thing is so important. That is such an exciting event for Limbus Company. Oh my fucking god. I imagine that they go over it a little. They have to go over it a little bit in Limbus Company, but also I could see them not really just being like, oh yeah, we developed this thing. It was a normal time. The normal time in question, meanwhile.
You know what? Never mind. Post canceled. Yeah, there's a lot of people who have never read Leviathan and went into Limbus Company and was like, wow, why is this guy the way he is? Why does he suck ass?
Well, also, like, it directly explains all the tech going on. I'm not sure how things are explained in like Limbus besides the initial tutorial I saw, but like it immediately I'm like, oh, this explains so much that I have no idea how it's explained in Limbus. We'll see when I get there, but like fucking
I'm not
hell.
saying shit. I was,
Oh
like,
my
thinking
god.
about it, but I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I figured. I'm like,
I was in the same boat.
I
I was
was
in the same fucking boat.
I was not
Yeah, you don't fucking
expecting
need to know
I was
anything.
not expecting Leviathan to be that critical. I was expecting it to be like, oh yeah, this is how Virgilius, like, you know, comes to like be part of the crew and all. I wasn't expecting it to be like, this is explaining, this is like the critical, here's how we go from Library of Verona into what's happening here. Here is how all of this shit is happening. And it starts with bloody fucking Tamari. Oh my fucking god, of all the
Tamari and Iori.
Iori's there, like, being hot woman, it's okay. Tamari, meanwhile, I'm like, that's the first one you pull out, and now we're making a religion out of this, and we're like, it was all planned. It's like, fucking Tamari's the kickoff to this? Oh my fucking god.
Love Town.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this finishes up with Virgilius, especially because, from what I understand, Virgilius is not a player character that I understand in Limbus. He's not a player character. From what I understand, at least, he's just like a guide. Yeah, I know. You two can shut the fuck up. I understand. I'm just musing here. But yeah, no. I feel leaving off Leviathan, the fact that we have to finish it, like, puts us at a point where I'm curious, because I don't know how the fuck Leviathan wraps up. I know I've put the pieces together that Lapis is Charon, because that's Charon. That's Charon right there. Also, Blynn's doing the autistic Charon voice, and I know Blynn's voicing Charon. That's Charon right there.
Not true. I actually was supposed to, but I was like fucking dying.
Oh, right. Okay, right.
Yeah, so fun fact about that. I was trying to channel how Gabe sounds when Gabe does Charon.
Yeah, I recognize that was Charon, like, immediately, even though it's, like, black and white. I'm like, that is Charon's skin tone, and also Charon's being, that kid is being a little bit autistic energy. That's Charon. That's Charon. You cannot convince me. I have seen like 5 seconds of Charon, and it is primarily just the line of saying "vrum vrum," and that gave me enough ideas to understand that that right there is Charon. You cannot fool me otherwise, saying that her name is currently Lapis.
Oh, you will find things out in the next 5
The
chapters.
smile so big.
Yeah, so I think doing the last bit of Leviathan and then like we're going to take we'll do like a BRB break and then do a
You will-
Limes.
You will want to take a break after you finish Leviathan. I'm not saying this as like a suggestion. You will want to take a break after you finish Leviathan.
I guess
You
like if
wanna sit
anything,
down and like digest
There's
the
the-
information.
there's
the-
some things you need to
the-
like think about afterwards.
so here's the problem is with our current plan.
Yeah.
I
like 15ish minutes, maybe a little longer.
well,
It's not,
of just chatting and like
absorbing that info.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready.
Okay, like if that works for people, I understand that like is
Yes.
yeah.
It will.
Well,
Trust me, it will.
I have to think from both like the POV of like us as the group and then also like the chat's enjoyment as well.
Chat, you gotta be fucking okay with this. I know.
I cannot tell you enough
the
how
people
much
who know
like
also know.
it's either this or we do like an hour and a half stream of Leviathan and then wait like a week or two to Limbus. I'm like this is equivalent to planning a D&D group at this point and I'm losing my fucking mind over it. Okay.
I'm
That's
very
fine.
sorry.
Hi Donut. Hi
What
Donut.
up?
Look, I just wanted to play Project Moon and people are like, oh, I want to be there and voice things for you. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking of streaming this eventually. And like, yeah, no, that doesn't make a difference for me. I'm like, okay, how's the schedule going to be? Well, all of us just radically changed our lives. So, it'll be,
A lot has happened for Nomad specifically.
so much has
He
happened
was-
for Nomad. Literally, like,
was
Nomad and
dire.
Gabe's lives changed a lot at the same time and in very, very different ways. In very fucking different ways. In very opposite ways. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Nomad's good
Why
at
did
least.
I apologize for like having a better life? I'm sorry for Nomad, and I
And we
hope it gets
learned
better.
that someone's heaven could be the source of someone's torment.
Aww.
Nah,
Yeah, Nomad has
man.
it's okay. Yeah, he's at least in a better situation than he could have been, and that's good. And
Yeah, good to hear.
it sounds like he's at least excited to do it. That was my main thing. Is I'm like, man, you're in a position
that
right
was
now.
my main thing with him. It's just like, are you sure you want to do this? Because, and he was happy doing it.
Yeah.
That's how I checked with when we did Leviathan.
Yeah, I like double checked with
mean-
him and like, hey, thanks for lending your time, because like, yeah, his like, I am more so acutely aware of how valuable y'all's time are. Well, Blinn, your schedule works a lot with mine, so like, I'm still respect your time, but like, also, you would
Like,
be bashing down my door anyways with most of the things I'm doing.
Like I'm very fine a lot of the times with my schedule. Like
Yeah.
like I got nothing going on.
But yeah, like Gabe, meanwhile, has such limited fucking free time at this
I
moment.
have a full-time job.
You have a
And
full-time job and like you have a lot of like other like priorities and shit to attend to, so like, very fucking, ooh boy, respectful. It's trying to be my best to be respectful of time, but also I'm like, y'all want to be part of these projects, how the fuck do we make this happen?
I'm not even that bad. I have one day that I allocate to you, and you just
Exactly.
have to tell me what day in
Well,
advance.
that's the thing, is we have one day. I'm like, but I want to do more things with my friend. Fuck. And like 2 days, like we felt it with the Claire Obscura thing. I'm like, man, we're straining. Even like with just doing 4 hours, I'm like, man, I feel bad about this. I mean, more than anything, like just like doing a day stream, I would rather not do with you. Just so you can have your day fucking free. Save it to like,
I mean, I didn't mind it. I was just dying that day in particular
that's valid.
because
Yeah.
I was like stressing because I had a bunch of other things I had to
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
week too.
Because I'm also like, I want to play Deadlock with you. I want to get upset at Deadlock soon.
Play Deadlock with me.
I
I'm
don't-
not even fucking good at that game. I suck ass. I just started.
I mean, we could probably drag Blinn in and he'd probably enjoy it. We'd see his salty side, his toxic side that I know Blend is very capable.
I play the funny goat.
that you know I'm capable of. What do you mean?
Doesn't elaborate.
Yeah?
Doesn't elaborate.
Blend. You know damn well what I'm talking about. I've played finals with you and Nomad. Like, you and Nomad can have your moments. I speak appreciatively. You're not terrible, but oh boy.
We have moments of passion. Okay?
Yeah, moments of passion.
It was a heated gaming moment.
Oh, I look at Deadlock. I am scared of getting Blend into Deadlock. I think I've gone you into Deadlock
You
before.
got me into it at one point. I just stopped because my computer was dying.
When
at
is
the time.
Apex coming back, or Apex Gamer? I played Apex last night. Please, please, please let me be free of this torment. I've
Fucking streamer, what are you playing Apex again?
Streamer, what's
sorry.
Apex?
I tarnished my brand enough with Apex as is. Do y'all understand how
brand?
much? Do you understand how few less like I don't usually care about my numbers and stuff, but oh boy, people do not care for my Apex streams. Which is valid. I do not mind at all. I'm purely just playing it with my friends Loyally and Reyes, and excuse to play with them. But I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. Those streams, I'm like, some days I'm like, do I even stream this? I could just direct people over to Loyalty's channel. I don't have to worry. Like, it's not a thing I'm worried about. I'm just like, I might as well stream anyways. But man, oh boy, Apex. Apex is like very much like the completely opposite. Like, my brand is variety, but also Apex is so against my brand of like, yeah, I will do all the indie things. And also Apex is like my one toxic indulgence. Like, some people play League.
Hey. Yeah, grabbing you by the shoulder, at least it's not League of Legends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a-
exactly. It's not League of Legends.
Never touch League of Legends. Be
I
Gabe knows.
no more.
Gabe knows.
I can't fucking do this anymore.
Gabe knows. I think Gabe and I got out of League at the same time, honestly, and that was, I think, right when
Good.
Aphelios launched. Aphelios is the last time I remember, like, remotely.
Who the fuck was Aphelios? Oh, that's the twink Alan wants to fuck. Never mind. I
That
know
was
Aphelios.
no. You're thinking of Jen. You're thinking of Jen. Jen's the
No, it's not a
I don't.
twink.
I was about to say. I was about to say.
Alan wanted to fuck him.
Okay, yeah, Aphelios is the like 26 abilities in one character that like a designer just like
that's
it's
what
like
it shows.
Cool.
hey, the Devil May Cry character, cool, that makes sense. 26 things in a fucking character kit? No. Anyways, we need to wrap up here because I want to sleep. My body yearns to throw my laundry in the dryer
Sleeping
and
at night.
sign me up. 26 abilities in a game that characters should have 4. Anyways, yeah, I'm glad that people enjoyed this. I'm glad that the cliffhanger didn't hit as bad as I was fearing it might hit.
No.
Like, it
It
wasn't
just leaves you with a lot of questions that they don't answer.
genuinely okay. Here was my worry. I was worrying it was going to pause like right in the middle of action or something. That I would have been like, okay, why would you choose that place? That right there, I'm like, okay,
Nah.
like
That's like right
I
in
can
the lead
feel
up to
I
it.
can feel the creators like being like, man, we're enjoying this so fucking much. Why are we relegating this to a webcomic that like only dedicated fans are gonna read? But yeah, man, I love this universe a lot, and we're finally getting to Limbus Company. It only took about 2 months more than like originally projected, but better 2 months than no months.
A year.
Yeah, we are here.
We've done it.
We
We're finally there.
we have 5 chapters left of required reading. Not to mention, like, all the 12 books I should read to understand deeply what all the
No.
character material.
No,
You're not
you really
fucking getting
don't.
through
You
Dream of the Red
really
Chamber.
don't.
Don't fucking kid yourself.
I know. I'm joking.
There's so many people who's tried to do this while Limbus Company was coming out and realized how fucking big Dream of the Red Chamber was that they're like,
Yeah, like
You
Don
really
Quixote.
don't.
Don Quixote? That's pretty easy to do. Oh, what's this other book I've never heard?
Wuthering Heights, Dream of the Red Chamber, and the fucking entirety of the Divine Comedy.
Well, Divine Comedy is on my kitchen table. I could read that at any time. That's one I actually do want to read.
Do you also have Purgatorio and Paradiso?
No.
that's right, motherfucker. It's a trilogy, dickhead. Lock in.
Actually, I could ask my roommate if he has the other two. He might. He genuinely might.
You know, my friend told me that your fucking aunt uses like Dream of the Red like a book from Dream of the Red Chamber as like a doorstop. This is not fucking bait. He fucking said that.
That's amazing. Alright, I think we're gonna go raid Bianca because she is back to streaming after like a month of
Yippee!
moving and being without internet briefly, and oh my god, again, that girl is disabled as fucking hell. Holy shit, she did a massive move. But yeah, happy Silk Song tomorrow. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'm going to be taking a rest day because I have been going a little bit hard and I need a rest day.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
And also Friday I have to be streaming at like 10 p.m. at night, and you know, we'll go through that when we go to that. But yeah,
Wait, what
happy
the fuck are you doing at
10 p.m.?
Friday?
Kaiju Talali wants to stream with Aki Norris, who is West Coast and doesn't get off work till 7 his time, and has reminded us of this fact every time Kaiju wants to collab with him. He's like, reminder, short of 1 day a week, I get home at 7 my time, which isn't a problem for me. It's a problem for anyone that's not on the West Coast. And I'm just over here like, yeah, I can manage 10 p.m. at night. I'll reset my sleep schedule afterwards. Okay, yeah. Anyways, I will see y'all later. Thank you, Blend and Gabe, for helping. I'll lend your voices for things, as I would never manage. I would be fucking fried trying to do this by myself.
It's always fun doing these voice acting things.
Yeah, also, it's very fun seeing how y'all adapted it and were able to just like quickly take over voices as such. We definitely got adapted to it over time. But alright.
Dude, all three of us.
We're gonna have to do that a lot for Limbus Company.
Oh yeah, with the ad-lib voices. We'll see. We'll get to that when we get to that. Alright. Night-night, everybody. Happy Silk Song tomorrow.
Bye, chat. See you.